It started. Yay!
Yeah, my phone beeped. Okay, that's a good indication.
Startling us.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another highly anticipated Day is Dead stream. I know you've not had one for a while, but here we are again. So soak up the majesty that is Day is Dead's live streams. They're always awesome. They're always better than Bloodsports. They're always better than Andy Warski sucking off JF and getting cooked by him on his own fucking stream. We're gonna be talking about a paedophile YouTuber, and we're also going to be talking about the sort of progressive left, the ridiculous, almost regressive left YouTubers specifically tonight. Yes. I think there are topics. Some people may join in, as always, depending. Not you plebs, other actual YouTubers with YouTube credentials. Okay.
Why did I let you do the intro?
I don't know. It was a terrible
idea. Why was that my decision?
It was a bad idea.
My own fault.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how are you doing tonight, Mrs. Day is Dead?
I'm alright. I'm packing shit.
You're packing shit?
Yeah.
Why would you be packing shit? What's going on with that?
I'm going to be going UK for like 3 months.
Oh, the UK? I live there.
Yeah.
What a gwinky dink.
I'm going to be going right by you. Maybe we'll meet up at one point.
I have a funny feeling we might. Internet Place says, "Oh my God, Damonez at last."
Yep, that's my old life. Day's dead. Somebody asked him, have we confirmed his suicide? I don't know. I was looking into it a little bit beforehand, and there were people who claimed to have known him, at least on the internet, that said he committed suicide on February 14th. I tried looking for obituaries in the area where he lived, and I didn't find any with his real name. So I'm actually questioning it myself. But I know there are a lot of people celebrating his suicide, regardless if he actually did. But yeah, I don't know. I was looking into it. I couldn't confirm it, but it's something that's floating around.
Yeah, I mean, I think my stance on it, having been, because I read an article on it, some silly little article.
Yeah.
And it was essentially saying, it's like, oh my God, Omni Politics has committed suicide. And if you Google him, what you'll get is YouTubers throwing hate at him. So I hope you feel the weight of what you said right now. So being one of the YouTubers that did throw hate on Omni Politics after his alleged suicide, I'm like, do I feel bad about this?
Well, you didn't do it after his suicide. You did like a year ago.
Oh yeah. I mean, after reading the article and things, and do I feel too bad about this? And I'm like, it took me about a minute, and I'm like, no, not really. I mean, sure, there were some people they went real harsh on him. They were like, I want to beat your face in with a 2x4 with nails and kill yourself.
Yeah, and they were also saying all the other pedophiles should follow suit and kill themselves as well.
Yeah, and I was thinking about our video. Didn't need to go back and watch it because I remember that one quite specifically. And I don't think anything we said was that bad. I think it was all correct. You have to remember this is a dude that was arguing that prepubescent children can consent.
Yeah.
Which makes me think, right? He's like, I've not fucked any children because it's against the law, but I think it's morally okay to do it. So, I mean, you have to think then. You have to take that to the next logical conclusion. So, say something that you think is fine morally, but is against the law. Let's use, for example, smoking weed.
Yeah.
So you can smoke weed. That's against the law. But you rationalize it in your own head. You're like, it's fine. And you'll happily break that law and not feel bad about it.
Yeah.
This is a dude rationalizing fucking children. He wouldn't feel bad about doing this. So to me, I'm like, he's probably already done it because he's like, silly laws, they'll catch up one day. I'm allowed to fuck this 7-year-old. or if he hadn't done it already, he was probably going to do it in the future.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, why we felt the need to make a video on that topic and that guy specifically. So no, I don't feel bad. Essentially, the message behind it was delete your YouTube channel, stop saying these ridiculous.
Well, he was banned off YouTube.
Yeah. Well, I don't. He wasn't. He wasn't when we made the video.
No, not at the time. But eventually, they took his channel down.
Yeah, which is a good thing, and
one of the few times it's actually justified by you.
Yeah, yeah. And essentially, what we said was go and get some help. Go and speak to somebody. And that's really what we did. Did we say it kind of forcefully? Sure, we did. I was aware that people knew his address, things like that. I was like, look, people are going to find you. If you keep saying this kind of shit, someone's going to find you and beat the fuck out of you. I'm like, before that happens, go and get some help. Stop spreading this shit online. It's like, I'm going to spread my horribly warped pedophilic views to a potential audience of like 1 billion people. Like, what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah. It's not cool to be, you know, I do think pedophilia can be a mental illness. It's not always, but it can be.
Yeah.
And if you're like a schizophrenic murderer as well, you wouldn't have a YouTube channel be like, I killed these people, or I think it's okay to kill people without repercussions. It's just not okay. It's morally wrong with like 99 point whatever percentage of people. We just know it's wrong, and you can't.
Yeah.
You can't do that without repercussions. And you know, while I don't want anybody to commit suicide, I kind of feel like, well, if somebody's gonna do it, it's not the worst suicide that can happen.
Yeah, I mean,
because it might have saved other people from getting abused.
Yeah, if you take out your own sort of wants from the argument and you look at it from a very cold sort of logical standpoint, if you implement what you think is morally correct and should be the law, in his case, which was being able to fuck prepubescent children, you have to know that that's a massive detriment to society. Just looking at it from just a cold, logical, sort of detached standpoint, because most kids that are abused grow up to have a lot of issues.
Yeah.
Whether you think it should be fine because that's like how
Andy
you feel.
Warski.
Like Andy fucking Warski. You end up doing blood sports with a fucking stutter and sucking a French man's cock live on air. Like, don't do it. Don't do it. Omni Politics would have created an army of Andy Warskis if left unchecked. And I think it's important that that doesn't happen.
Although I don't know, did he ever say he was abused as a child, or did he just want to abuse children?
He didn't say he was abused as a child, but his actions are going to create.
He would have created,
Andy Warskis, right?
Yeah.
Which isn't doing anybody any favor. You know, so it's one of them things. It's like what you want is objectively wrong. Like, it's objectively bad and is a clear detriment to society if that would have come to pass.
Yeah.
So I'd like to think maybe he could have looked at what he was saying and took a step back and maybe.
What if he did it for the good of the world?
I mean, I guess at that point you're absolutely lost.
Yeah, I don't know, because he was quite brazen and like doubled down with what he was doing was okay. I don't think he knew it was dealing with like cyber bullies forever, because what are you gonna expect? And he still doubled down, like tripled down. And so I don't know if it was the internet that caused it, or if it was just, internet police said that Omni Politics dude is 100% dead. It's certain.
Well, we'll go with that. I'm assuming he is, because if he's not, then everything's fine and it doesn't matter. I don't need to feel guilty.
It's worse. It's probably worse. No, I don't think you have
It
to
probably
feel
might.
guilty anyway because
Oh, well, I don't.
yep, out against pedophilia, which is like pretty universally shit upon. Or
I mean, I think, when you're at that sort of, when you're at that point where your mind works in this manner, where you think it'd be perfectly acceptable to start arguing for having sex with prepubescent kids, the chances of you committing suicide are already probably quite high. I think, you don't function like a normal person. You have mental issues from the get-go, clearly. And it was a terrible idea for him to get on YouTube. But then again, maybe all the videos of criticism did sort of drive him to suicide, and maybe that's a good thing for the world. Maybe it was. I mean, who knows what he would have done? I don't know. I can't see the future. I'm not saying definitely or not. It's just, I wouldn't have tried. Would you have wanted this dude living in your neighborhood if you had kids? Would
no.
would you have wanted him anywhere around you? No. So maybe it's a good thing. As terribly callous as that sounds, maybe it was a good thing.
I can consider myself a pretty empathetic person, and I can understand his plight. But if there's gonna be anybody like wiped off the face of the planet, he's probably at like the top of the list. Like,
well, people.
What are you gonna do with your life? How are you gonna contribute anything? Like, even with like, I'm not saying you have to change the world, but even within like little circles, like of friends or family, he can't do anything good, really. I don't see it.
I don't agree with Jordan Peterson on everything he says, but in a way, I agree with him when he says every decision you make, right, is a step towards heaven or hell in some form. Every decision you make is either going to make things slightly better or slightly worse. And sure, that might only be, your own personal hell. You decide to put off summer and it builds up and it's this horrible thing, and before you know it, you're full of stress and your life's a mess and it's horrible, and other little decisions snowball into these big things, and before you know it, you are living in hell. But these tend to be like, he's talking about little things that you do, your interactions with people. Think about a pedophile in that context. You could ruin someone's life forever. You could destroy that person, and not only one person, many people. If you're the kind of person to go around thinking it's morally fine to do this, which would lead me to believe that he would have no hesitation in doing these things. I think about the kind of damage you could do. So when I say, maybe it's a good thing he committed suicide, maybe it is.
Yeah.
For the planet. I mean, no one really wants people to be killing themselves generally, and it's a terrible thing.
It goes against my gut reaction, but ultimately, yeah, I think it might have saved a bunch of people. So
it could have done.
I'm gonna grab beer. You talk about your little Twitter exchanges that you had.
Well, I'll do that when you get back, because I think that transitions pretty well into the Chrissy thing.
Cool. All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Keep them hot for me.
I'll keep them fucking smoking hot. Don't you worry about that. I'm a seasoned streamer at this point. Hi everybody, how you all doing? Your hair is awesome, Day. That's correct, Internet Police. My hair is also quite awesome tonight, which I know you've probably definitely noticed. Yeah, is there, anyone got any questions? I'm feeling a bit, a bit little, but more. I feel the SJWs went away for a little while. We stopped paying attention to them. It was all Steve Shives and all this nonsense, and all of a sudden it was skeptic YouTubers. They started arguing with themselves for a long time, and you had a whole sort of blood sports kerfuffle that fucking grew in the middle of all this. But now the SJWs come back with a plum. They started almost behaving like parody SJW characters, and we'll go into why very soon. What you doing for Easter, Roy? I'm not doing anything for Easter, although my sister gave me a chocolate orange, a Terry's chocolate orange, which, if you're not aware, it's a little chocolate orange, essentially. And I threw that back in her fucking face. I was like, we do eggs for Easter, not oranges. I was like, go and get me some mini eggs, you cunt.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I was just talking about my sister. She gave me sorry, this is what happens when you leave me alone with your audience for a second. My sister came up today, really nice and sweet. She's like, "Hey, it's Easter, basically." I'm like, "Yeah, it is." And she's like, "Here's a Terry's chocolate orange."
Oh, I don't like those chocolate oranges.
Yeah, well, I threw it right in her face, and I was like, "This is a fucking orange, not an egg." I'm like, "Look." I was like, "I want an egg for Easter." I'm like, "Get me some mini eggs. Do something about it." I'm like, "Don't give me a fucking chocolate orange." Then obviously when she walked out of the room in tears, I did scrape up all the segments that had splintered and gone everywhere. And I have eaten it since. But no.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I had no, you lead us into this one.
I'm not wearing a lacy shirt. I'm just wearing a PJ shirt I have. No. I don't have an old persona. My old persona was just me who took foot pics. That's it.
But
It's still me. I just don't do foot modeling anymore. My legs don't work as well. It's hard to hold my feet up in the air. Plus, I just don't care. I don't like taking pictures. I'm 34. I'm not vain anymore. Don't give a fuck. Is Rory wearing a lacy shirt? Does that look like a lacy shirt, Opal? It looks like a striped shirt, just a regular striped shirt.
this is my sexy jumper.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Get out of here, Opal, you bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was a stream I watched recently.
Okay.
Over on Kevin Logan's channel.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And in a way, like I'd not engaged with the sort of, I guess they call them the brain trust.
Mm-hmm.
The sort of, the usual
Kevin
suspect.
Logan, Chrissy Winters, Tim Blake, and who else?
Steve Shives, maybe. I don't know, them lot, right?
Yeah.
That contingent. And I'd not thought about them in almost months, right? Because all this SJW shit seemed to die in our circles.
Yeah. Everybody was like, "Don't make videos on SJWs," and I get it. It was dying. Like, I kind of got sick of it far before everybody else did, because we had an overabundance of YouTubers saying the same shit, right? So it wasn't that I had to pick and choose who I watched. And now this blood sports thing started, and our little circle has split up into multiple sects now. And yeah. So I don't know where I was going with that. Go on.
So yeah, they'd almost become irrelevant. It was at a point where you do a video on feminism or one of these SJWs doesn't get the views it used to do a year ago.
Right.
And which I don't care what people say, that's important, which is why everyone shut the fuck up and stop talking about them. However, they're kind of coming back with aplomb, and it all kind of started around the Dankula thing. I think that was a contentious issue somehow for some people, and clearly the SJW YouTubers are going to be on the opposite side, no matter what. No matter what, the fucking skeptic community was generally sort of going for with that. Like, hey, I want to be able to talk about things. Was the highly contentious sort of message I guess we were pushing. They were always going to be on the opposite side of that, because it's not even about freedom of speech. They just hate us. They just hate us. They just don't like. They're personally invested in this.
He wasn't even really a part of the sphere until like our kind of people got got wind of it and started doing videos on it and be like, hey, this is not cool. And because we think it's not cool and it had Nazis in it, even though it was a joke at the expense of Nazis, and saying that he was turning his really cute, sweet dog into something ugly, because it just had references to Hitler. Somehow that makes you anti-Semitic. They all jumped on the opposite side.
Yeah. Well, I've heard a bunch of sort of arguments from the sort of anti-Dankula contingent. Fine. Some of them are okay. Some of them are like, well, I disagree with what he said, but I think it's silly that he's being prosecuted for this. And I can be like, sure, right? You don't have to find his joke funny. Don't have to like it. But I caught a stream anyway on Kevin Logan's channel. It was Kevin Logan, Chrissy Winters, Michael Rowlands, and Chrissy Ossie. And it was somewhat astounding.
Sounds like Christy Winters and Kevin Logan, and then two clones of Christy Winters and Kevin Logan just by their names.
Yeah. Well, I was shocked when I watched this stream. I was legitimately kind of shocked. I'm like, I know they're kind of retarded for the most part.
Yeah.
I'm like, on this, what they'll say is, oh, well, Dankula's a piece of shit. He's a white nationalist, probably, because he's a Scottish bloke that has tattoos that knows Tommy Robinson.
One is a communism tattoo.
Yeah. Who cares? They don't give a shit about that. I'm like, that's what they'll say, but they'll probably say, like, yeah, okay, I believe in the principle, though. Like, it's fine. Like, he shouldn't be going to prison. That shouldn't even be a viable sort of option for what's going on. And I was watching it, and Michael sort of Rowlands was the standout artist in it. Yeah. That guy's amazingly stupid. Just fucking amazingly stupid. I never noticed until I watched that stream, and I read through a few of his tweets, and it's unbelievable how dumb that guy is.
Is that the Music Man Mike guy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Okay.
He's a fucking moron, and he's a petty moron. So he's like, look, I don't feel sorry for Count Dankula. Fuck him. And also, the Jews were the butt of the joke.
No, they weren't.
And they're all just like, yeah. And I'm like, hang on, is no one just going to say that that's not reality in this stream? Right? No one did. He's like, the Jews are the butt of the joke. And I'm like, how? Right? Even if you claim that saying gas the Jews is an anti-Semitic sort of line, that's not the butt of it's his Nazi dog doing a little pug salute. And you know what, you can make an argument and say it wasn't an anti-Nazi joke. You can say that. Yeah. Because he only says at one point that, like, oh, this is like the ugliest thing I could make my dog to be was a Nazi. So maybe you could say, well, that's not the butt of the joke. The butt of the joke was his girlfriend.
Really, yeah.
if you want to get down to it. So I'm like, fine. But you can't say that the Jews were the butt of the joke. There's no way you can claim that. At best, they were a way to piss off his girlfriend by making his dog dislike Jewish people. Mm-hmm. But then, nope, Kevin Logan's like, they were the butt of the joke. And I was shocked. You can all go and watch this on Kevin Logan's channel. Right? Yeah. Watch that. And then, because Ricky Gervais defended Dankula, they start going off on Ricky Gervais. They're like, oh, yeah, what a sort of, he blocked Sean and Jen, which are like, Sean and Jen's like another SJW channel, but they have a modicum of sense. And he blocked him, lol, what a pussy. They basically called Ricky Gervais a pussy for blocking somebody, and then literally 5 minutes later went on to promote Steve Shive's live stream.
Yeah.
And I was just bemused at the entire stream. It was a mess, right? You like, if I don't know why more people aren't making videos about that live stream. I'm like, get on it. It's full of stupid contradictions and just ridiculousness and fallacies. I'm like, you can do that. But I made a tweet about it anyway, a fairly successful tweet, and
yeah, it was actually featured in Chris Reagan's video.
Yeah, yeah, it was in the end. So I was like, well, I just essentially outlined that in the character limit, and somehow they found it. Don't know how, but they found my tweet. Michael Rowland starts arguing with me. Kevin Logan jumps in, and he's like, "Oh yeah, gas the Jews isn't anti-Semitic," and I'm just like, "Wait, Mike, hang on." I'm like, when you take that line out of context, it is anti-Semitic, but when you look at things as an actual human man, adult male, you can sort of differentiate between saying one thing and not applying context to it and understanding the greater point of the joke and the video. Um, and then he went on to comment on another tweet. He quote tweeted me again, and he's like, "It was an initial tweet I made in the reaction to the Dankula thing, which is, didn't we fight Nazis to be able to make sort of jokes about Nazis?" And then he's like, "I thought we fought the Nazis to stop genocide, but that's just me." And it's like, right, hang on. Okay, you've got so much wrong here. First of all, you've misunderstood my point entirely, purposely or not. I don't know. But the point is that we fought the Nazis for freedom. Essentially, it's like, hey, we have this oppressive force taking over the world that certainly wouldn't permit jokes about Nazis, right? So one of the privileges and the freedoms we have that came to fruition for fighting the Nazis was that we can now fruition is that we can now make jokes about Nazis. So he disregarded that. And the thing about fighting them to stop genocide is also ridiculous because we didn't know about the Holocaust until the war was essentially done with. So I'm like, this is school level history stuff now.
Yeah.
Which was fucking unbelievable. I'm like, I didn't even reply to that one really. I just factually put what I meant by saying fighting jokes to be fighting Nazis to be able to make jokes about the Nazis. Because I was kind of bemused by the fact that he didn't understand what I was saying.
Yeah.
Um,
it's basically belittling the whole Nazi cause that was really powerful for a brief period of time, and now it can be joked about, and whether it wants to be the butt of a joke or not, it's basically he was mocking Nazis. And,
yeah. I mean, anything that you can do now that you couldn't do under Nazi rule, we fought for.
Yeah.
Essentially. And then after that, he just blocked me. Right? He just blocked me.
Yeah.
Didn't call him a cunt. Didn't call him a twat. And didn't really say a bad word to him. But fuck it, I'm blocked now. And Kevin Logan jumped in for no reason about the Jonathan Pye video because I was like, I think this summarizes it pretty well because he goes on about the context of the joke and the irreverence of the phrase "gas the Jews" and how that was applied to the joke, which I think is a really good sort of summary of the whole thing. And then Kevin Logan just attacks me. Kevin Logan's like, "Oh, you're going to trust a guy that wrote for Russia Today? Fucking idiot! Don't link him." And I'm like, right. I'm like, whether or not he wrote for Russia Today, which, by the way, he wrote for because they offered to give him total creative control. Jonathan Pye's a left-wing guy. He constantly preaches left-wing stuff, classical sort of liberal values. And he's like, fuck him. And I'm like, no. I'm like, take that out of it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just like, Kevin, look at this logically. It's a good summation of the whole situation. And he's like, well, kind of, I guess. And then just left. So I'm like, all right, fine. And then the only person that made any fucking sense was Tim Blake that jumped in that was like actually willing to debate me about the context of the joke and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, Tim Blake's cool. Kevin Logan is just a weirdo that hates anybody that disagrees with fucking Michael Rowlands. Michael Rowlands is like an alpha retard.
Yeah. Well, it's just funny, like, if you're not with them, you're against them. Like, I know him, Tim Blake and Ranting Feminists have been getting, like, backlash from their own peer group, I guess, because they are falling in line.
but they're all right. Like, I like them people.
I like them too.
I don't.
No, it's a weird little in thing. Me and Roy send weird, really unflattering pictures of ourselves whenever we're together in person. Only to ranting feminists for some reason.
And that's going to continue forever now.
Yeah, it's a thing now for some reason.
We're going to keep sending her these pictures. But, I mean, this is... it's funny because when I got into the whole YouTube thing, I was like, oh, can these SJWs really be as bad as people say they are?
They can be. Coming from Boston, I know they can be.
Yeah, well, I didn't know. We don't really have SJWs in Manchester. I mean, we have Manchester University down the road, and sure, right, you have SJWs, but they're not proper SJWs. They're just people that will walk around being like, hey, I want equality. And then when you explain to them, you know, where they might be going wrong with being an extreme feminist, they'll usually take that into account. And they'll be like, well, that's a good point, actually. They're not just these hate-spewing sort of authoritarians. So I've never really experienced one until I got on the internet and started talking to people like Michael Rowlands. And I was shocked. I'm like, you do so much more harm to the left than anyone on the right has ever done.
Yeah, really. Because I used to be leftist. I am still pretty liberal. But I've been pushed to the center because, like, fuck that bullshit.
I mean, fuck it. You know what? People like Michael Rowlands have now put me in a position to where I'm ashamed to say I'm a left-wing guy.
Yeah.
They've put me in that position because they're so ridiculous, and they've almost claimed ownership of the left at this point. When you think of left-wing, you think of lunatics now.
Yeah.
So when people ask me, well, how do you lean politically? I'm like, I guess I'm a centrist because I'm not a fucking total autistic retard authoritarian.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes me a centrist. But I'm kind of like, no, fuck it. No, I believe in left ideals. Left ideals are things everybody can agree on. Like, do you want equality? Yes. Do you not want the poor to starve? No. I'm like, these are good things. And these were sort of really pushed by the left. The sort of sensible, actual classical left. But then you get these people that come along that shit all over everything. Free speech was a big leftist idea. It's like we want to speak about everything, and we're all defending free speech. So we're all defending leftist values to a certain extent.
It was always like the right wanting to like put bans on video games and music and all that stuff. And, and now it's the left until it happens to them, because now what just happened to Chrissy Winters? She was just, I don't know if it's a suspension or a ban off Twitter, but now she's kind of got what came back to her because she was always, you know, perpetuating this herself by wanting to get Bering flagged and banned off Twitter. And she did successfully multiple times. It's like the trillionth time it's happened. And she's always going for this. And now today she got banned.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, okay, yeah. Let's jump onto the Chrissy thing. So, and Michael Rowlands, we got Amanda Wolfchild in the chat as well. Michael Rowlands openly tweeted.
Oh yeah, shit.
Flag, we should get her Amanda.
Amanda, if you want to come on, I'll send you the link. Talk about that. That's fucked up.
Which is just insane, right? When you're for freedom of speech. And you just like, they're not even hiding it anymore. They're just like, they'll take somebody and say, please get this person banned so they can't speak anymore, is essentially what they're saying with this. And it's like, you can't even pretend to be in the camp of freedom of speech in any form at that point. And like, you might say, well, that's offensive. I'm like, okay, that's fine. We're allowed to offend people. We're allowed to do that, and you could make the argument that Chrissy Winters has made before, which is why she can't complain about this ban she's gotten. Is that the last time she got Bering banned, she was like, "Look, he did something against the terms of service of Twitter. Now he's been banned. He can't complain. They found him to be in breach, so it's like, fine, okay." So first of all, when you openly ask people to flag bearing, what the fuck do you think is going to happen back to you? He has a much bigger fan base than you. But fine, all right, fine. Let's say you're cool with you agree with Twitter's terms of service. All right. Now you've been banned. They reacted straight back, and you've been flagged. You're banned off Twitter.
Apparently, it was good enough. Yeah.
Don't complain. Don't complain, because you were also found in breach of Twitter's terms of service. Don't complain then. You have to take that on the chin and just be like, I was rightfully banned.
Yeah.
You can't be hypocritical in this situation when she's on record, on record of saying, well, this isn't a freedom of speech thing. This is he just breached Twitter's terms of service and I let them know about it.
You know how many people breach terms of service on Twitter every fucking day. And
right, all the time.
Yeah. Hi, Amanda.
Hi.
Hi, Amanda. Don't complain. Don't complain. This was obviously going to happen back to you.
Yeah. And real quick, if I could step in, like, I don't think she should have been banned either. Like, that's the thing. She perpetuated this, but I think it was bullshit. And, what she did obviously violated Twitter's terms of service. But unless it's like a real threat and you're like doing a death threat on somebody you know in real life and are actually like, if it's a real thing that's going to be carried out and it's going to result in harm to someone in real life, I don't think you should be banned by unpopular opinions or pissing someone off. Because she tried to get Bearing banned because he pissed her off. There was no legitimacy to the sexual harassment thing. It was a joke, and at her expense. But I don't feel like it was anything that should have affected her in real life. It was threatening. Yeah, it's the internet. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as well, like I was annoyed at Sargon when he had Chrissy banned off Twitter, and I know what his reasonings were. Right? It was Chrissy would happily get me banned for a tweet like this. So I'll show her, I'll give her a taste of her own medicine type thing.
Yeah.
So he's like reported her when she said like, I'm going to call you a dickhead every single day until it sinks in or something, she said, which could constitute as harassment, clearly.
Yeah. It's like, how far are you going to censor yourself where you're completely infallible? Are we supposed to be robots who can't be, like, say something that's not going to be against terms of service?
But, even Sargon trying to make a point, which I know he was trying to make a point, I'm like, I don't agree with it, because you have to practice what you preach. You have to. You can't sit there and be like, I don't want people banned off Twitter. I can take whatever anyone says to me. I'm all about freedom of speech. And when someone that just slightly annoys you says something that you can get them for, do it and just say, oh, I was trying to make a point. I'm like, no. Yeah. It's like, murder is bad, right? Murder's wrong. It's like someone murders one of your family. It's like, to make a point, I'm going to murder one of their family back. It's like, I don't know. It doesn't work that way.
Can't be Dexter.
No.
But the only person... Oh, sorry.
Go on. Sorry, Amanda. Go on. I was pretty much done.
I was just going to say, the only person I've ever even blocked was this dude that would come onto my Twitter and send me pictures of his dick and tell me how he was going to rape and kill me, like, every day. And I never reported him or anything. I just blocked him.
Yeah.
So why did you come to Michael Rowland's attention? What happened with that?
He posted something about how Bearing deserved to get his Twitter removed because he'd misgendered him or something, and so I called him a whiny minge wannabe and said that he should change his name from Music Man Mike if he didn't want to be called a man. And so he told me he wasn't misgendering me by calling me a man. He was misgendering me by calling me a woman. So
I know. Yeah, well, the joke was with the Bearing thing there was Michael Rowland tweeted somebody where someone commented and he's like, by the way, I'm not a man. So then
what?
Yeah,
Michael Rowland said in the tweet, jokingly or not, like he was like, by the way, I'm not a man. And I don't know what the fuck Michael Rowland considered himself to be. Maybe it was an attempt at humor, just a very confusing one. He's not very intelligent. He doesn't understand much, so we can't blame him for that.
No.
And
He
then,
calls himself an Ebony. Like, that's how this happened. We ended up getting
oh,
into a discussion about non-binaries, and he kept asking me questions. Like, at first we were just kind of fucking with each other back and forth, calling names and stuff. But when he started asking me questions, I started genuinely answering them, and he didn't like the answers because I told him I don't think non-binary is a fucking thing.
yeah.
And so then he decided to block. He told me he was going to block me. I told him, fine, if you're that weak, go ahead and block me. And he got pissed that I called him weak for wanting to block me, and then blocked me and tried to get people to take down my account.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Baring's tweet to him was when he says, "I'm not a man," which I assume was news to Baring, is he did a real jokey tweet. He's like, "Oh, shit, congratulations on the transition, Mikey," or something like that, he said. Like, that was it. And the tweet he got suspended for with Chrissy Winters was ridiculously inoffensive. It was somewhat like, "I've been practicing my vocals so I can do a Chrissy Winters impression." It was along them lines. And that's what got him suspended somehow. I don't know how. But
I think it was because he posted like a clip or something, and Michael Rowlands had claimed that it was a fake clip, and I don't know if it really was because I never watched it. I don't know if it was Baring actually pretending to be her or something, a clip of her talking. And so that's when he said, yeah, I've been practicing my Christy impersonation.
yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. I mean, I guess Chrissy can have no problem with this. Like, she can have no problem with her suspension, and she better not complain about it, because if she does, she's a huge hypocrite, which has never stopped her in the past.
She's gonna be like, Baring sent his army against me and got me banned. This is targeted harassment. She's gonna flip the script and be like, this is targeted harassment against me, getting me banned.
I mean, you have to accept the rules work both ways, though. And she can sit there and say, well, the difference between me and Baring here is that I'm on the good guy's side. I'm not a misogynist and a rape apologist. And there's no proof of Baring being these things either, but she's going to spout them.
And that's where the double standard comes in, because if you throw all your energy into getting someone deplatformed in one way or another, don't be surprised when it comes back to bite you in the ass, because these are the standards you set. And nobody's infallible. Everybody's going to be saying their opinions and pissing someone off in one way or another. And as soon as you piss someone off, if you say something slightly objectionable, even if in context it means nothing, you're going to get banned because you set this precedent. And it's going to just follow and spiral out of control. And then nobody will be able to say anything, whether it's on Twitter or in the government. Like, that's the dangerous thing, is with this Count Dankula conviction, it's setting a precedent. And if you think it's not going to fall on you later, and you think you're going to be the ones with the power, well, good fucking luck, because guess who has the power now to say speech can be illegal, and regardless of context or intent.
I mean, all it takes is a change of administration, and then now you're in the firing line. That's all it takes. And what's socially acceptable? I mean, sure, right? The left won the culture war, right? Leftist views are considered to be universally right in the West for the most part now, which is why they can get away with so much bullshit. They really drag it out. They really extend it to the limits, right? And people are still willing to give him the benefit of the doubt and be like, okay, I guess this guy could maybe be a sexist, and I don't want to say otherwise because I might be labeled a sexist.
Right.
Whatever. But it doesn't take that long. They're creating a massive backlash now. A massive backlash. And look what's happening, right? Brexit, Donald Trump. We've got a conservative government in. You think all this would have happened if you didn't get this ridiculous? Do you think all of these three things would have happened? I doubt it. And it doesn't take that much longer for culture to start changing in response to this.
Yeah.
So
and
give it 10 years.
Yeah, give it 10 years. And it's funny because we've come to this basically because of intolerance, which they're fighting against, but are also creating in a different sphere. So they're being intolerant. They're being like, oh, you said this. I don't like it. I don't think it's not up to my moral code. So I'm going to do something about it because I can right now.
The other end of the spectrum. They're so intensely invested in making sure that nobody ever gets their feelings hurt ever, did they have to make sure nobody ever has the right to hurt anyone's feelings? Nobody has the right to do anything because someone may get hurt. We need to bubble wrap everyone. Always.
But they don't care that what their opinions are could be hurting somebody else as well, because people come from different backgrounds, different perspectives. If you're about tolerance, you have to be tolerant of everybody, not just, I don't know, it's just creating a weird sort of precedent that can fuck everybody in the long run, because whether you're right or left, if government gets that sort of control, we're all fucked. Sorry, we're all fucked eventually, because it's setting this sort of benchmark.
Well, you never know when you're safe. You're safe when there's a government in that agrees with you.
Yeah.
For a period of time, and then all of a sudden you're unsafe. And it's like, do you want this sort of instability and worry for Western society? Which is a great thing. Western societies are amazing. They're the best societies on the fucking planet, right? We're allowed to fucking speak about things and make fun of things and create these amazing works of art uninhibited. And they're crushing that. They're crushing all of that with what they're saying. It's like, if that, the problem is, I agree with sort of race hate and just hate speech laws in general for the most part, and how they were intended to be implemented, in terms of like, if you're inciting violence against people, things like that. I'm like, okay, yeah, no, you can't do something that affects anyone else's rights.
We already had incitement to violence laws as the thing, the hate speech, but one beyond that, they did the whole, what was it? Pushing someone to punch you thing. I can't remember the term they used, but your words can push them to fighting words. That's what it was. Fighting words thing.
That doesn't matter, right? The individual that does that is then responsible. That's on them.
No, that's what they decided wasn't the case. That's why they put in a hate speech
law. Well, that's absolutely ridiculous. And I think we should have some hate speech laws. Clearly, we need them, because you're always going to get fucking nutters that can get some insane following and do crazy things. That's fine. It's just when it stifles everyday life. I mean, when you can't do it, when you can't say a joke. I mean, what's the difference between the Dankula joke and me talking in the pub a little bit loud? Saying like, just doing silly Nazi jokes. What really is the difference there? I guess it falls under some sort of Communications Act.
No difference. They're gonna lock your ass up.
Why not? You might as fucking well just do it. If you're gonna do it, go whole hog. You can't. There's no difference from it being on YouTube and it being me saying it in a pub that the public can hear.
But see, that just happens. I mean, look what happened in Nazi Germany and with Pol Pot, and in freaking Russia. They incite the youth to this. You have this moral high ground, and there's this enemy, and this enemy is the reason why everything is bad. And if we can just get rid of this enemy, then everything will be good again. And the youth are all, yes, we have this moral high ground. We must stop this. We must make a better future. And everything turns to shit, and everybody dies.
Well, no, I mean, the funny thing is, not only, right, has the culture that these sort of, outraged leftists has created has seeped into legislation and law, and it clearly has done. But not only that, when you're saying something that can't even be considered to be hate speech, when you're just voicing an opinion, now they'll call you a white supremacist or a Nazi or whatever the fuck they feel like throwing at you, a sexist or a homophobe or a transphobe. And it's like, so you're gonna do that? You're gonna demonize me, right, for speaking? You're not gonna address the argument. You're gonna try to assassinate my character instead. So you are suppressing speech, right? Because for the most part, you can say what you want about the right. They tend not to assassinate your character quite as badly as the extreme left do. They tend to throw things at you that they know are societal stigmas because the left won the culture war that will stick. They know what they say has weight in terms of the everyday populace. You're working an office job, your boss has no idea how you lean politically, and all of a sudden you've got a bunch of people calling you a sexist. Well, he might fire you. Why not? He's not going to look deeply into it. He's going to be like, well, I don't want anyone associated with being sexist to work for my company, whether or not it's right or wrong. Fuck him, I'll fire him. And they know that. So the tactics are insidious. They're insidious from the get-go. And it's created people like Donald Trump getting in power. Like when you go into a voting booth, right, and you've been called, like, maybe, just maybe, you voted for Donald Trump for other reasons than being a sexist, homophobic piece of shit. Maybe you did. Maybe you thought, like, you know what? I like capitalism and business and things like this, and maybe immigration does need to be curbed. Maybe you had entirely rational reasons to vote for Donald Trump, but that doesn't matter. They're going to call you a piece of shit, right? And you have no other way. You have absolutely no other way to protest other than voting for Donald Trump. Now, you've made him your one voice because he's this dude, doesn't give a shit. He's a multimillionaire. He's saying, fuck everybody. Fine. When someone puts a microphone in your face, say, how are you going to vote? You might lie and say Hillary Clinton. This is why, if you look at the polls, Hillary Clinton. If you look at the polls for fucking the polling beforehand for the election, the UK election, Brexit, they were all extremely off. They were all off. Everyone assumed the left side of the equation would win, and none of them did. None of them did, because people are. You've created a culture in which people are ashamed to admit how they think and feel.
Yeah, that's why the polling was so skewed.
Have you seen the Big Brother house's reaction to the election? That's fucking hilarious.
Oh no, that's something I want to watch though. Actually, that sounds great.
Yeah, they were locked up for the election, so they didn't know until like 2 weeks after who won.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You can't demonize these people. I mean, like I don't know. I've always sort of lived by never being shamed for what I think. I'm like, fuck this. I'll say what I think, whether I'm sporting a leftist view or a right-wing view on a certain issue, or I'm arguing against the alt-right and the ethno-state. I don't care. I think I should be allowed to say it, and I say it freely. But what I am finding is I'm getting people calling me a Nazi all of a sudden, when that couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, I'm getting people calling me sexist for doing a video where I think I lay forth a really sort of common sense, rational argument. I mean, you don't even need to be smart to see this. You don't even need to be clever. You don't even need to be politically inclined. You just need to have that feeling that something terrible is happening. And it's been happening for a while. And to my surprise, it's only getting worse. I don't know why it's perpetuating. Why is it getting worse still? Now you've got Antifa, and you've got fucking Count Dankula getting prosecuted. Like, it's getting worse. We didn't have shit this juicy to complain about 5 years ago. Yeah. Even though it was bad then. But it's getting fucking insane.
I like the theory that it is Russia, but not for the reasons the left does it. This is what I think. All right. Let me explain. I like a lot of theories, so this is just a fun theory in my opinion. Just so y'all know, I'm not saying I believe this is what happened, but cool theory that Russia actually wants to, encourage people to dislike each other here in America. They're just trying to get the two sides as separated as possible. They don't give a fuck who actually won the election. They weren't trying to get Trump to win or Clinton. They just wanted everybody to be fighting, basically. And they're going to continue that, and the budget's going to keep being fucked up. Our politics are going to keep being fucked up. Russia is going to have to come in and bail us out, basically. Russia's trying to take over America is how the theory goes. But Russia will have to come in and, bail out America because they can't let America fall because America has all the weapons. So, and that's why it's spreading out from America into other countries and getting crazier. And that's why they're encouraging all the wars and everything to push out more migrants to cause cultural disruptions and stuff within countries. It's a fun theory.
Yeah. No, fucking... Yeah, it's gotten insane. And I really didn't understand the extent of the problem.
Your bag is so loud. Your bag is so loud of tobacco.
Which bag?
Your bag of tobacco.
Oh, I've got my balls out as well.
Crunchy.
Sorry, I'll put that right down. Yeah, but it's got
Michael Hatfield just got his notification. I've been streaming for 54 minutes. I'm just flattered you have me on notifications.
Do you know,
my nails do not match my hair. My nails are not painted. My toenails are, and they kind of are, but no. All my foot fetish fans are out tonight in the chat. It's really
What's going on?
Did you see that either? The Nickelodeon foot fetish theory?
What?
No.
The dude that is the producer of Nickelodeon, there's like more and more foot content on Nickelodeon. You see them dip their feet in food. It looks like the kind of videos you were describing yourself doing on foot fetish sites. They're claiming that the dude that is like the main over everything at Nickelodeon, I forget his name, is a foot fetishist. He's a pedophilic foot fetishist, and he's getting videos of these kids doing nasty shit. It's gross.
Oh, well, that's not cool if it's kids.
Yeah, it's
weird.
Of course,
like
it's kids.
What's his name? The dude who did Pulp Fiction. Quentin Tarantino has a foot fetish, and he was actually subbed to Barefoot Cam Girls. So Quentin Tarantino might have got off to my feet, but yeah, it's cool because he puts stuff related to foot fetish in his movies, but it's not children because that's weird. That's like crossing some sort of weird pedophilia line.
Yeah, this is about teen girls.
I feel like I'm wasted on you a little bit. Like I've got some girl that's all known for her amazing feet and her foot fetish sort of prior career to being a YouTuber in a sense, and I'm like I'm not that into feet. I feel like they're wasted on me. I feel like your feet must be amazing, but they're wasted on me.
You did say if you were to like feet, mine would be the best feet.
I think we might be.
He's gonna start coming on your feet day.
Been there, done that. Yeah, no, I have no problem with people who have foot fetishes. My 2 previous long-term boyfriends both had foot fetishes, so I'm very used to it. I never minded it. I enjoyed it a little bit. It was fun. It's very easy. You just have feet, and there you go. Luckily, mine look good.
I was gonna say, if you have that pretty, you'll probably, it's more likely that you would end up with foot fetish guys trying to date you.
No, it just happened by happenstance the first time.
Oh, they didn't see you walking around in sandals or something?
No. He was just like, I have a foot fetish. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. What's that entail? And I learned all about it.
That's more normal. Dang it, your brain always is better than reality. I was imagining you're like walking down the street and some dude sees you in sandals. He's like, oh, I gotta date her.
No.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Do you ever think about where these fetishes come from for people? I can understand.
I did read up on it. Like supposedly it's like kind of this cross in the brain wires where like it associates curves with like the curves of a woman that like men find sexualized. It's like translated to the feet somehow.
Well, give me my theory, I guess, to a certain extent. I mean, maybe that does play a big role in it, but I guess with feet, because I always wonder why hardly anyone has hand fetishes, right? I'm like, if people have foot fetishes, surely hands are weird looking things. Generally, they're about as weird looking as feet are in the grand scheme of things. So why?
I don't know, but hands are always exposed, and you're always doing shit with them. I think feet are maybe a little bit more taboo, and maybe that makes it more appealing.
Well, that you just stole my explanation, pretty much.
I just thought it.
Yeah, I was going to say that like feet, they're always covered up. They're considered to be a little bit dirty, right? Sweaty, dirty feet. I think there's a little bit of thing where you're like, oh, she's got her fucking feet out, got a little bit of toe jam hanging out of there, and like they get a little bit like, yes, I'll have that, because it's not even just feet. Like people like dirty feet, so feet where you walk outside and shit.
Yeah, I had a guy who paid me for a bunch of like outdoor foot fetish stuff where I like walked outside all day and like got my feet dirty. They like that. Some of them do. Some of them don't like that at all. They're like nice clean feet and stuff.
You know, what makes a lot of sense to me is like dudes that into like successful sort of business guys that are into like mistresses and shit and dominatrix. Like that makes sense.
Yeah, because they're in control all day
Yeah,
and they have all the power, and then they want to be like kind of broken down a little bit and like
they want to feel free and alleviated
yeah.
when they're having fun, and it would make sense that they want to hand over all the power that they juggle all the time to some chick that's gonna stick them in a bollock weight and a fucking gimp mask. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I can see that.
Opal likes pierced dicks. That's weird. Pierced
is
sticks
weird.
have always freaked me out because you got like something
God.
protruding from your dick.
Have you ever seen the medical porn where they stick shit right down your urethra?
Oh no.
That's fucked up. And they'll widen it, so they'll stick a thing down, make it bigger.
Oh my god, I gotta pass out.
Before you know it, you've got a full finger down there.
I don't
I,
even have a dick, and it sounds painful.
I
It
couldn't.
makes me hurt.
Yeah,
Women have urethras too.
I've tried to watch this shit, right, because me and my mates back in the day we used to laugh at extreme porn, right? We used to whack on some
Yeah.
extreme porn and be like, "Oh my god, people do this!" And one of them was that we found. We didn't know what it was. We saw a thumbnail of something incredibly like painful, and we were like, "What would that be?" And we clicked on it. And I remember we were trying to watch it, and we all in unison kept turning and sort of screaming at the same time. We were like, "Oh!" It was like it was just widening some chap's urethra, stage by stage. It's fucked up.
Someone
It's
said, isn't that called sounding?
possibly, I don't know. I think it was under like medical porn or something like that. I think it was some chick in a nurse's outfit, like, "Hey, I need to stick a stick up your dick." But it was fucked up. I'm like, I don't know. Like that must be incredibly painful.
Stick a stick up your dick.
Stick a stick up your dick.
Stick a stick up your dick. Yeah, no. No, I don't like any of that. Nope.
No. And what about the people that just like shitting on each other?
Hey,
what about that, Opal? You might know something about that, Opal.
Hey, I gotta go, guys. My uncle just called me. He needs me to go give him his extra key. He locked himself out of his truck.
Oh, okay. Go take
Bye.
care of that. Thanks for coming on, Amanda.
Thanks for having me. Bye, guys.
See you later.
Have a good night. Bye. But yeah, some people are just really.
Mad Metal Man is here. Mad Metal Man, do you have a pierced penis?
I was about to ask that.
Yeah.
I really was. Keep them hot. I'm going for a pee.
I gotta keep them hot now.
Yeah, you do.
Should I show them my feet?
If you want.
I'll show them my feet. I got at least 2 fans in here that want to see my feet. Oh, I got a super chat. Base Keckblock gave me $5. Said I'm an extraterrestrial. If you want to ask an actual alien something, now is a chance. My home planet, our anatomy, politics, science. I will reply. Oh shit! Are you here? Are you on Earth, Base Keckbot?
Just remember, guys, while I go and she shows you the feet, their feet you can never have.
Yeah.
They're my feet, fucking perverts.
Yeah, you don't even want them.
Well, they can't have them. I don't care.
They can't have them.
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Fuck yourselves. I'm gonna go pee.
All right. Foot is dead. I still have feet. I still have them, and they're here. And I have a Navi tattoo on my ankle. Oh, American Phoenix gave me a super chat. Says, here's money. Great seeing you streaming. Shut up, Pony Opal. Thank you. Shut up, Pony Opal. I like dating guys who have at least 20 pieces of metal at their lifetime. Okay. I'm not doing a Princess Bubblegum voice. I try to not do it. I do it a lot in real life, but I try not to get all crazy voiced on streams. I try to have some semblance of normality to me. In the internets, but I'm really fucking weird in real life. Just so you guys know, I'm totally fucking weird. Me and Roy say that if anybody could listen to our conversations, they'd think like we were putting on an act trying to be this normal. And I'm still weird online, so yeah. But yeah, his my foot. Here's one of them. There it is. Yeah. Oh no, I dropped my e-cigarette. Oh wait, you can't even see it. There it is. There. Is that satisfactory? I took my sock off and everything. Are you back, Roy?
I'm back.
I took my sock off and showed him my foot.
Did they like it?
I don't know. Nobody's saying anything. I think they might have left, and I'm just showing my feet to people who don't care.
Fucking weirdos. Yeah.
But I did get another super chat from American Phoenix.
Go and give me money on our Patreon, please.
Oh, Race Jacobson wants me to get this other gamer girl who has lupus. This is my competition right here. Another gamer girl who has lupus. If she wants to come on, I have open DMs on Twitter. I don't do this through OBS, and I'm not on Discord right now. So just tell her to DM me on Day is Dead on Twitter, and I'll shoot her the link. Sure, why not?
Get real loopy up in this bitch.
Yeah. Real lupusy.
Yeah, we will. Can you try to deep throw a beer bottle again? No, she can't.
I'm not gonna do that again. I didn't even want to do it the first time. Only did it for charity.
Oh shit. Look, oh no, I'm drinking Tesco own brand lager. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Holla, nigga. I got but I also have Budweiser's as well.
Yeah. Opal, I didn't have a sonogram. I'm not pregnant. I had a thyroid ultrasound because I got tumors and shit. It was okay.
It is a tumor.
It is a tumor. But I think it's the same as it was, so I don't have to worry. I already had half my thyroid removed because of a tumor. I got it on the other side now. And in the thyroid bed where I had it removed. You can kind of see the scar. I don't know if you can see it. It's right there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, Opal, I'm not pregnant. Jesus Christ.
Hey.
What?
Let me slip a little suggestion in the chat.
All right.
Sorry, guys. One sec.
Opal, you're talking shit now. She said, LOL, that bottle was the first time she deep-throated LOL. Opal, you don't know me. You don't know me.
You don't know the size of my dick.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yes, Omni Politics has committed suicide. For those who are asking, who haven't heard the first part. Oh, Base Catbot gave me a reply. Yes, I am on Earth. Because he's an alien. I don't know if you heard the first super chat, but he's an alien. Yeah. I have a chance to ask him any questions I want.
I did.
So he is on Earth. I currently live with a host family that has agreed to house me. The human research done by our Scatna friend, Scatna, has been helpful. What? Where? Are you located in the U.S.? Base Kickbot.
Mm.
Oh, I wrote prostate had parathyroid surgery. Those are just little bingles on it. What was wrong with them? I want to know. Bye, my metal man. I know you got metal in your dick. My metal penis.
Yeah. It's the only reason why Opal says she likes it. That's literally the only reason. Yeah, bye, dude. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Imagine going through airport security and like metal in your dick.
Oh, yeah, they can tell. They did give you those x-rays now. Like getting this thing. Everybody's had their parathyroid removed. What's wrong with the parathyroids? Oh. Somebody else did too.
I don't know. Do you see my chat?
What?
Do you see the thing I typed in?
No. Sure, we'll talk about that. But real quick, before we go on to that, just to recap the Omni Politics thing. It is said that Omnipolitics16, the pedophile YouTuber who said it was morally not wrong to have sex with consenting children because they can consent, and committed suicide on February 14th. And as far as I know, it's true. There hasn't been too much about it. I'm still kind of on the cusp of believing it. I really think it is real, but I don't have like 100% proof. But from what research I did do, there are multiple people, and there's some articles and some blog posts who say they used to talk to him online, who said it is him who committed suicide, but I haven't officially confirmed it. Yeah. That's where we're at with that.
He not only said it was okay to have sex with kids, he explicitly said prepubescent.
Yeah. Children. Oh yeah, children. Like
we're not talking 16.
He liked like 3 through 7 or something.
It was something insane. It was something insane, and he's killed himself. And there was an article written that said like, "Oh, if you Google his name, most of what you'll get back are people attacking this guy. I hope you all feel the weight of what you said," which is why it was relevant, because we did a video on this guy that got like 10,000 views. It's one of the top Omni Politics videos. So yeah, that's what we're talking about.
American Phoenix gave me $5 and said, "Can they fix what's wrong with you? A gut doubles of a few organs, and I only need half my liver. Let me know if you need a spare part." Not yet. My kidneys might go at some point. So we'll see if you're compatible with me. I might hit you up on that later if it's necessary. But I'm doing okay with half a thyroid. It's just got a tumor in the other side that I gotta make sure I don't need out again.
They're ragging on me now.
Oh, I got so many super chats all of a sudden. Base Keckbot, give me more info. I live in the U.S. Okay, so there's an extraterrestrial living in the U.S. and Scatna, pronounced Shotna. Scotna. Is that how you say it? Scotna? They're another alien race, which we have close relations with. Does chat have any questions? Chat, if you have any questions for this totally legit extraterrestrial who is related to the Scotna, we have to know. We have to know more about this.
Absolutely.
I'm kind of intrigued, actually. I want to know about this.
Yeah.
Extraterrestrials like super comfortable on this planet giving super chats and stuff. It's great. I don't build a wall against extraterrestrials. They're cool.
Yeah.
So what were we gonna say?
Someone call me cool. We're gonna talk about Ogre.
Yeah, I got into a little bit of a blood sports thing with Ogre the other day.
And some of these people might not know who Ogre is.
Yeah.
Because 8 people watch his live streams.
Nowadays, yeah. If anybody doesn't know Ogre, he's basically, he's somebody I used to live stream with very often. Like, I started live streaming with Prince of Queens, and Ogre was like, "Hey, I was getting into live streaming like about a little over a year ago." And Ogre messaged me one day. I had no idea who he was. He was like, "Hey, I'm going to be doing this live stream thing every week with me and this other guy, Hard Bastard, and this woman, Base Mama, and this guy, the Britisher, and I think you would be a good fit. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. I had no idea. I didn't care. I was like, sure, I'll do it. Try and get into live streams. I'll just do something. Sure. And we had a good thing going for a little while. We did live streams like a few times a week. Actually, live stream with Sargon a couple times. We had a lot of cool people on. We had Sargon. We had what's the fucking guy's name? It's not Rageaholic. It's what's that guy? He's way more popular than me. Anyway, we were supposed to have Blair White on, and then Ogre lost his shit because she didn't show. And that was kind of like the first inclination I had that he was unstable, because he literally lost his shit and was all of a sudden, yeah, we had Sugar Tits on there. We had tons of people on there. And yeah, it was fun for a while. It was a little off the rails sometimes. Ogres have a personality for sure. He's got a strong personality. But it was kind of like balanced and juxtaposed with all these people. And he started having meltdowns, though. I think his drinking got a little out of control. He started having meltdowns and like taking it very personally if a guest didn't show. And he started flipping the fuck out and being kind of unstable at certain points. And, you know, these were like kind of red flags for me. I'm like, okay, you can't be doing this shit. Can't be burning all these bridges if something doesn't go your way with a little hissy fit. And so eventually, Hard Bastard was the first to go because he kind of, I think, saw the side of Ogre before anybody else bailed. Then Ogre got into a big spat with Cognitive Thought and Tonka Saw of the Kumite over this Liz Reptile stream, oddly enough. He kind of went on to Liz Reptile's stream and like totally crashed it, which they probably wouldn't care about after they hated her, but at the time nobody did. And he was just being a fucking idiot. And it kind of created the very first Blood Sports battle because Tonka and Cog just went off on him, and it was a shouting match. And I think Tonka's even said that was kind of the very first Blood Sports thing. And it was also after a live stream that we did. And in after hours hangout, he kind of took his dick out because we were all encouraging it. Like, I'm not trying to say Ogre like whipped his dick out for no reason. We were all drunk and talking about shit, and Ogre's like, girl, I'll show my dick. And for a while, and eventually we were like, just fucking do it, dude. If you gotta do it, just do it. And we were egging him on. And he took his dick out. Somebody took a screenshot of it. I'm not sure who it was. I did take a screenshot of it, to be fair. But I was never the one who leaked it. Obviously, other people had the same ideas that I did. And somebody leaked it. I think I know it was one or two people. I'm not sure who it was, but I have ideas. And so that got out. And so it became a big thing. And I kind of stopped talking to Ogre. Not then, but a little bit after then. Basically over the summer when I was in the process of moving and I had a shit ton of personal stuff going on, I stopped being on a show as much because, one, I didn't have stable internet. Two, I was bouncing back and forth between places. And three, at that point, it wasn't like a super priority to me. And so we kind of still talked a little bit. We were on friendly terms. I did come on here and there, like maybe one or two times over the past few months. Well, maybe like more in the fall. But he started shit with me on Twitter, bringing up like personal stuff that he has no idea about for no reason. And Can you explain this part? I can't really explain it very well.
Yeah, well, essentially, I mean, he has these sort of little episodes, right? He feels everyone's betrayed him. People that don't want to come on his live streams anymore. He feels they've somehow betrayed him, and he somehow takes credit for their success at the same time.
Yeah, like the Britisher was also a part of our little group, and he hung on the longest, but eventually Ogre burned his bridges with him too. And
it's natural. It's natural because he's a fucking lunatic that loses his shit and spazzes out all the time. So it's natural that you would be like, hey, I don't know if I want to stream with this guy anymore because he's a fucking psychopath.
He's a liability at this point because
yeah,
I never agreed with him when he did that stuff, and he makes everybody look like an idiot because he's being an idiot.
Right. Everybody turned their back on him, essentially. Now he does this goofy thing where he just spazzes out to music alone and he gets 8 viewers max. That's his thing now. That's his live stream. But to be fair, you never really turned your back on him. I mean, everyone else was like, fuck this guy. Yeah. And everyone was demonizing him for getting his penis out. You defended him. A bunch of times because it was the reality of the situation. People were encouraging him to, as you might be drunk after a live stream or whatever. It's for the lols, you know. You didn't leak anything, and you defended him. And out of the blue,
quick, just to interject before you get on to the meat of the story. Epiphany donated $5 via Streamlabs to me, so thank you very much.
Oh, sweet. You guys can all find the very viral Patreon.
Fuck you!
All of our videos. Just saying, if you want to spread the wealth around, that's cool, guys. You know, there was So anyway, so you defended him. You defended him on the whole fucking dick scandal.
Yeah.
And out of the blue, he goes on the stream. He's always popping off on people on Twitter for no reason whatsoever, really. He'll just try and aggravate somebody.
He's really against beard burying. He's against the Britisher. He's against me. He's against people who used to talk to him, but because of his fucking irrational kind of psychotic behavior, have kind of disassociated a little bit. I mean, we still... Like, at least I still wished him well. I still would have been up for doing stuff with him. Actually, after we talked the last time, right before this, he kind of went off on me and I calmed him down. I was like, dude, no, it's none of this. I was like thinking, oh, I'll have him on a stream because he's like, oh, you don't ever ask me to stream on a channel. I was like, oh, I'll get him on someday. Fuck that now. Fuck you, Ogre. Fuck you. Never again. You're done. You're dead to me. Done.
The reason is he was doing a stream and he initiated a staggering personal attack on out of the blue, staggeringly personal. Like, he doesn't really understand anything about your private life. He doesn't know what's going on, but he was happy to weigh in and call you a faithless cunt. I believe he said exactly. And he also somewhat implied that your success is something to do with him. And he brought me into it as well. Because I guess I'm part of your personal life, so obviously I was going to get whisked into this. So then you find the stream, you start asking him, give me the link, what the fuck.
I went. He started after this rant on Twitter, which all I said. He said something. He said I had problems with like BMCT and somebody else, and I didn't realize at that moment who CT was. So all I said on Twitter was CT ? And he was like, fuck you, you know who that is. And I did realize it before he said it, to be honest. I had a migraine that day and my mind was all scattered, so I didn't really make it at that point, but I really did realize it soon after I did that question, but I didn't think about it because all I said was CT, and I was like, oh, whatever. And then like the next day, he's like, fuck you, Day. How's like blah, blah, blah going? And said like some extremely personal shit with like no relation to anything, and just went off on me and told me basically I was a piece of shit. And so I, for the first time, because I've always supported him, I know he's going through a hard time. I know his channel's kind of stagnating, especially since he alienated everybody who knows him, and everybody who used to be on board has distanced themselves because he's a lunatic. First time ever I went off on him, I was like, fuck you, Ogre, for doing that. I said, you're an asshole, go fuck yourself. And if you know me, I never do that. Like, I really try and see things from all perspectives. But knowing his perspective, he's a piece of shit. And he's just doing this to attack me personally and bring up a bunch of stuff, which is the only way he can get to me. And so I told him to go fuck himself. And then I saw he was on a stream right after he did that tweet. And so I went on it, and he was talking about me. And I was like, Ogre, you're an asshole, in the chat. And he went on this whole tirade. You could go see it. Go check it out. I'll link it.
He brought it back up because I made him, essentially, by what I said on Twitter.
Yeah. And basically called me cunt, said I was like a whore and a faithless cunt and a slut, and I bail out on my friends, that I'm not faithful to anybody, I don't have any loyalty. And I went on and like basically chewed him out. It was like my only blood sports experience, but like, fuck that guy. Fuck him. If you're watching this, fuck you. Fuck yourself. You're dead. You're dead to me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you made him look like a cunt, in front of his own audience. Not only that, but he also backtracks almost like straight away on everything he'd been saying.
He's always like, I'm not a dick sucker, I'm not a sycophant, I'm not a throne sniffer, but fuck you, Ogre. You know as much as anybody else. That's exactly what you are. It's exactly what you are.
Well, he was all up for me. He was all up for sucking my dick. I remember being on Biddy's stream. He couldn't help but suck my dick the entirety of the fucking stream.
He does that to everybody. He does that to everybody.
He is a dick sucker, and he is a sycophant.
He's a duck.
He's a duck, and
Andrew Shepard wants the obituary link. I was looking for it. I can't find it. So I'm not sure. It's not exactly confirmed. I tried to confirm it before I went on air because I've been hearing about it. There are articles written about it. There are blogs written about Omni Destiny's suicide. Not Omni Destiny, Omni Politics. Sorry. Yeah, no, I searched for it in the little time I had before the stream. I didn't find it, so it's not 100% confirmed. But yeah, I know. Well, we did talk about it in depth before. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, so you jump on anyway. After calling you a faithless cunt, you ask for the link. And he takes a while giving it to you, and he's saying, I don't even know if she'll have the balls to come on, was something he said. And obviously you're sat there being like, where the fuck is the link? Because
I'm like, where's the link? Where's the link? Send it to me. Come on right now.
Yeah, he's reluctant at this point because he knows he's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
And he's gone out on a fucking spurg and just totally sold you out when you were one of the only reasonable people that would have his back in a reasonable way.
Yeah, but he thinks I don't because I don't come on his streams anymore. Which, to be fair, I don't go on like hardly anybody's streams anymore. I stream on my channel a little bit. That's about it.
Yeah. And so you go on, and he immediately backtracks. After calling you a faithless cunt, he then tells you straight away that he respects you.
I said, "Fuck you." No, you don't.
Yeah,
you don't.
Clearly not the case. Clearly not the case. Everything he does is for himself. He only cares about number one. He doesn't give a shit about you. He cares that you don't stream with him now.
Yep.
It doesn't matter why.
I don't have him on my channel, which supposedly, according to him, I make $300 a stream. I wish. Like, no, I don't know what delusions you're under.
Well, I think we should give a big fuck you to Ogre by making $300.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's do it, people. Let's get that tally up. But so then I'm asleep while all this goes on. I'm sleeping. I wake up. You're like, hey, I had a big argument with this Ogre faggot, and I'm like, what? I'm like, all right. So I go watch it. By the time I'm watching it, he's taken the stream down.
Yep.
I assume because he realizes he's an absolute fucking slaphead muppet cunt. And he's like, wow, I acted like a little whiny bitch. And I look like an unreasonable idiot. So he's taken the stream down. Right? But I don't care, right? I don't care. Have the bollocks to stand behind what you said. And if you're not going to stand behind what you said, admit you were wrong. It's one or two, right? You either say, I was wrong, or I stand behind what I said, which he's taken down. So I'm like, all right, so he's not standing behind the shit he said. So I go on a big Twitter tirade against him. I sort of said, I find it funny that everyone you know has turned their back on you. Go fuck yourself. I enjoy it. It's given me pleasure. I like seeing your little hobble-ass wife pottering about in the background, looking like a broken woman. I'm like, this fair game, he went highly personal, so I guess why can't I at that point? And before he even blocks me, of course he does.
I'm blocked too.
Yeah, now you're blocked. And just before he blocked me, I said, like, if you ever want to talk about this, let me know and we'll jump on a stream. Because I'll chew the motherfucker out. And it's not even fair. Like, it's not even fair because he's a stupid, sort of reactionary, just insane, bald-headed faggot. Like, it's not even fair. Like, nothing he says makes sense. Everyone knows he's a lunatic. It wouldn't be hard to win that argument. But
Miss Brain Sample sent me a $2 tweet. It's tweet. Oh my god, super chat. It's a hashtag no homo with a KN.
Oh, good.
OW.
But yeah, I'll go on. Ogre, if you find, you know what, let Ogre know I'm saying this now.
Call him out.
Yeah, give him a little tweet.
This is your promo. This is your promo. Do it.
Well, just direct him to this.
I can't. Let him blocked.
No, everybody in the chat. Just direct him to this stream. Let him know I'm calling him an absolute pussy that doesn't have the courage to stand behind what he says. And if he wants to discuss it further, I'm more than happy to jump on a stream with him. I'm not doing it on Very Nearly Viral. I'm not going to give him that much attention because I know that's what he craves. But what I will do is I'll jump on his stream or we'll jump on our side channel, 2 Beers In.
Okay.
We'll do that.
Stream, my channel.
Or your channel. If you want to put on your channel, we'll do it. And we'll go for it. If he has the bollocks, which I highly doubt he does have the bollocks, because he's clearly a pussy. He took that video down. He blocked me. He blocked you. He's an absolute
He put it back
pussy.
up, though, if anybody wants to go see it.
He put that back up because I said he doesn't have the conviction to stand behind his own words. So he did that out of defiance, while at the same time blocking us both.
Yep.
I'm like, okay. Well, you're giving out mixed signals from the get-go. But bring me on, and we'll see what happens. You piece of shit.
Yeah, he wants to go that low. Fuck yourself.
I reiterate that I'm happy that all of these people have left you because that's deserved in your case.
Well, he wonders why he has nobody left. It's because of this shit. He will go after people like with photoshopping them in gay porn and calling them like every name in the book and then expects them to have actual discourse. No, you're alienating yourself. fuck yourself. That's not how you stay friends with somebody. I didn't stream because I was going through stuff in real life. And yeah, part of it was your personality, because you go off the fucking rails in a very negative, very manipulative, very sort of abusive way to anybody who's around you, or anybody you perceive as wronging you, which they usually don't even. You take it extremely personally and freak the fuck out, and it makes everything tense and awkward. And that's what got you in this position. And then when people do disassociate, even if they still say like, oh, I wish you well, and they'll still do a little thing here and there, but they're not quote unquote by your side constantly all the time. No, why would they be? And then you go after them like a crazy fucking spurg on the internet, and then you expect good things to happen to you or people to like you. No, fuck yourself. Fuck yourself.
What kind of person? Imagine if we did what he did. Imagine if we're here now, really personally attacking somebody with vitriol. We're just like, fuck this cunt. And we start talking about the personal life as if we would to know the ins and outs of somebody else's personal life when you don't really know them over the internet anyway. But fuck it. Let's say we did that. And then they pop up in the fucking chat and they're like, let me on, you cunts. I want to talk about this. They come on and we're just like, okay, by the way, we just want to say we really respect you.
Yeah.
What kind of fucking pussy does that?
Like, I would hate myself. I would hate myself.
How embarrassing is that? Which is, I'm surprised he's sort of made it public again, this embarrassing live stream that makes him look like a total fucking cock pussy bitch. And I'm like, why would you even... I mean, I'm glad he has done, because I want people to be able to see that.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I made him do it. I know I made him do it. After that tweet, he put it back up. Like, I know I did. So I feel
like he did that to, like, get back at me in some way, but it doesn't do anything.
No, I won that up. Yeah. I won that up. We don't.
No, I downloaded it.
Yeah, so did I. I recorded it on a fucking video.
Yeah, because he took it down like 3 times before he put it back up.
He's a bitch. Someone in the chat said, is there a Mrs. Ogre? Yes, there is. The poor unfortunate bitch. There is one. Yeah. That exists.
I don't know how she puts up with him.
I don't know. Dealing with a dude is that retarded and sort of fucking... Is he drinking again?
Oh, yeah. He's super drinking again.
Well, he needs to learn how to handle his drink first and foremost. If not, don't.
Is that a joke that my boyfriend seems nice enough? Does he do something on YouTube too?
I don't know.
I'll put a link to the stream in the chat. Because people are asking what his YouTube name is.
And does it start at 21 minutes or 25?
Not sure.
It's either go from 21 minutes onwards. That's when he starts talking shit about Day. Day then jumps in afterwards, and you can watch him immediately backtrack, which is terribly humiliating. But he does that because he's a little bitch. And again, do direct him to this stream.
There you go. Yeah. Here, let's listen to a little snippet.
And I tell you what, I know he won't talk to me. I know he won't do it because he's a pussy. He won't. I want him to, but he's not got the balls to do that.
Just trying to goad him now.
Yeah, do it, you fucking faggot. Do it.
Okay. Here, we'll listen to this real quick, a little snippet of it.
My own blood, a young man. Who you firearms in this country? Cameron? You just right-leaning principles or right-leaning ideas? Who gives a fuck? What does that even mean?
I think it's about like 30.
And now, I
29 minutes
in. That are nice to me and will stick with them. Or are you just somebody that blows with the way Day is dead? And hey, listen, I already let her detach this, whatever. Why are you attacking me? Attacking you personally. You came on here. The first thing you said is, Ogre, you're an asshole.
Yep, I did.
That's why. Day gives head. You
Day
foot
gives
fetish
head.
bitch. You cunt. I got shitloads of pictures, man. They're not even doxing. You've done this shit. You doxed me. You encouraged me to take my penis out on air and then lied about a lot of shit. A lot of the way it went.
Nope.
Because you were a big reason why I did it. And now you're a cunt ass whore. Fuck off. Why don't you go take care of Grumpo? Why don't you take care of the guy?
Just watch him go back on everything in a second.
That thing? Why don't you take that and give it back to Grumpo? He created it. And now, look, I gotta go. I gotta move on from that. Because this thing, I'll be perfectly honest. And, chat all you want there, babe. Do whatever you want. Yeah, she does have cute feet too, memes. If you pay her enough, she'll send you a picture of it because she's a whore. So, I mean, all you gotta do is pay her enough money and she will send you a picture of her feet. That's history. That's something that has happened in the past. She sells herself for money. Very cool. Very nice. Very nice. Day, if you want to come on, I will send you.
I was asking for the link.
I never want to see you again. You're a faithless, heartless cunt, and I don't like you. And you ask me questions. What do? Stalk me? That's when I blocked you today. When I say, well, who is CT? You know who CT is. It caused a lot of these problems for me.
That's a blockable offense. That's blockable. Who is CT? Block.
In the last few minutes. Take this. Do what you want with it. Cognitive thought, Tonka Saw, you all have put out pictures of me and tried to disgrace me. Do you think I give a fuck? And then I got, look, and I don't mind you memes. You're all right, I guess. But you compare me with Based Mama? After I knew what kind of cunt Based Mama was, I still gave her the computer I promised her. No one can say I don't keep my word. No one. Not anyone. So here you go. Look, she says right now, so let's see. And I'll be a gentleman. I mean, if she really wants to come on, I've got to unblock her ass.
Can you block me before?
Oh, here we go.
Already backtracking. Look at his demeanor change.
Yep.
Oh, no, I didn't block her, I guess. So I can still message her. Here you go, Dave. Look, if you're still there, here's the thing.
He's hoping I'm not there.
Here you go. There's a hangout. I'm sure you'll probably pass it on to other people. This,
yeah, like I will pass it on to other people.
Is meant for you. We'll see what kind of person you are. That was meant for you and you only. Do what you want with it. Oh, and look, holy shit, man. Listen, this isn't going to become
automatically backtracking.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Before you've even got on the fucking stream.
Yep.
It's pathetic. It's sickening. It's sickening.
I'm just getting a little crazy. And I know Day is dead is pissed because I mentioned some things on, out in the open.
It's like a parody.
Yeah, like he's like, oh, you come in here and call me an asshole. That's why I'm mad at you. Because you mentioned some things. Yeah, on Twitter, you started shit with me. You fucking went hard for no reason, out of the blue. Fuck you.
Grumpo in the open. Well, I mean, I don't know. If you feel bad about what you've done, maybe you shouldn't have done it. I don't know what to say. So I'm going to play a tune or two, have a good time. Man, what a fun time this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Jensen Quinn. I'm waiting for her. And I will be a gentleman. That is a simple stone cold.
Yeah.
But if she comes on, she wants to come on. I mean, I used to like the girl. I did. In my heart, you want to know the truth, Day? In my heart, I still like you.
Why has his dog got a diaper on?
Because I don't know, he's a lazy fuck that probably can't be asked to take his dog out because he's too busy getting drunk, I'd imagine.
I don't know why you're being an asshole to me. We just talked. I've got all the DMs. Let me pull these DMs up lower.
Do
Waiting
it.
To see if Dave even bothers showing up.
Do it. It's
because,
just me being
Dave
nice to
be
you.
My friends.
He's saying this. He's still not sent you the link at this point.
No.
He's like, I wonder if Dale even bothered to show up. We'll send her the link then, you fucking pussy.
No, I think he did at this point. I just went to pee beforehand. I think he's waiting for me.
All right.
Did anything to her? She didn't tell me what I did. She just went on with other people that were more popular. So I'm assuming that she's a sycophant. And that's fine. If that's what you do to get by. No, Dave. Oh, yeah, she has caps. She just did a live stream. I just watched it. Yeah, she's been around for a long time. She hasn't been on here, though. Hi, Dave. How you doing, girl?
And that's the real problem he has with me. None of this other stuff. He doesn't give a shit about what I did perceivingly wrong in his eyes. It's purely because I'm not on his streams anymore.
It all comes from a place of self-interest.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will. If I can't hear you, I will be quiet. If you want to cuss me, whatever, girl. I'm going to be honest with you. Hang on, and I will shut up. Everything I've said, I will say one more thing. If you don't say it about me, that's fine. I'm going to say it first. All things, even considering what I just said about you aside, I respect you, young lady. My friend, whether or not you treat me that way. So carry on.
I treat you that way. Did you just listen to yourself? I have been nothing but nice to you. I said CT on Twitter, not knowing what you meant. And you blew up on me and started going in on personal attacks on my personal life and my ex-boyfriend and I. And then you just said all this. I mean, did you hear that rant you just went on? And then you're going to say you respect me? You don't respect me.
Well, yes, I do. I don't respect that you dumped your boyfriend because I know.
What does that have to do with you?
What does that have to do with me? Because I was actually knew you then.
Okay. He claims to know me and know my personal life. Like, he's all up in my personal life and, like, he's, like, super best friends with my ex-boyfriend. He talked to him maybe, like, 3 times. He doesn't know shit.
No, at all.
And you dumped me too.
And I dumped him too. And that's what it really comes down to, folks. Ogre feels betrayed because I'm not in his live streams anymore. And that's what this is about. And only what this is about. Mm-hmm. He acts like he has the moral high ground.
Well, what did he say to Barbarian? Because Barbarian doesn't stream. And he put the DMs out there. He says, like, fuck you and your family, cunt, out of the blue. This is what he does. He attacks people personally because he's frustrated with how much of a fucking pathetic loser he is.
Yeah, and
that's what he does.
Echoing in the chat just because I have it over the speakers. So keep note of what the chat's saying because I can't see it because I got this full screen.
Okay.
I was around and I've seen how you are. You will take the side of people that could elevate you or make you more popular. Don't you remember?
Yeah, because that's what I do. I have so many opportunities to, like, actually do shit, and I just don't. Because with, like, lupus and, like, real life stuff, and mainly I just play video games, and I know I have potential and I never use it, and I feel weird talking to people who are even above me because they can even think that I'm talking to them in that way. I'm not like that. You know who's like that? Ogre's like that.
Hang on, there was a video I wanted to include you in, I think fairly recently, and you were like, no, don't include me in it because I think your fans just want, like, the you and Lacey stuff. Do that. You're arguing against me and I'm trying to promote you and you're like, no, don't do it.
Yep.
Fuck it. You do you and your fans first. So he couldn't be more wrong. Hang on. Kekbot said you missed his super chat. He might have done a super chat. Possibly. I'm going to go toilet. Find his super chat.
Oh, a couple of them. Sorry, guys. I got one from Base Kekbot. Said, also my species is apparently closely related to the birds and dinosaurs of Earth. I have feathers and scaly skin. Oh, shit. So does that mean you're older than humans? Were you around when the dinosaurs and birds were around? I wonder. How many people are even watching this now? 41? Okay. Blood sports is popular. Oh my god, it's dying. And then American Venus says, here's money I'm giving as a gift because you're cool and not annoyingly plugging Patreon like someone we know. Right. Oh god. Yep. Okay. All right. I'm going to go back to playing the wonderful live stream that this is why we are not friends, because of this.
remember the conversation we had in private where I said, hey, you're one of the cool kids now. Because I asked you, weren't you one of the cool kids in high school? Do you remember that day? And he was like, no, I was one of the cool kids in high school. Yeah, no, you said no. And I was like, you're one of the cool kids now. And I accepted you.
Like, that's his big thing. I'm one of the quote unquote cool kids now. What's that even mean? Like, he's just obviously butthurt that he's not getting the success that, like, a lot of people who are on his channel have, like, gone on to do their own thing, and he's doing his own thing, and he should just be happy with that. Like, he's upset that anybody is getting anywhere. It's not even like we're huge. He's acting like I'm like this giant YouTuber or something, and I left him in the dust. It's just not the case. He's fucking delusional.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you're one of the cool kids. I mean, we just happened to start talking at some point, and it's like, oh, you're one of the cool kids. You're moving here in a few weeks, essentially. He makes it out as if this is some silly YouTube sort of thing, and we both hate that shit.
Yeah.
We'll both sit there and criticize these people who are in fucking cliques, like Chris Reagan and Seanhead and all these sickening people. I'm like, fuck that. I stand against that. If I was for that, I'd upload videos like every couple of days. I'd be like, fuck it, any old shit will do. I don't care about what I upload because I just want to grow. And you're the antithesis of that. You don't upload fuck all ever. No. It's taken 2 weeks for you to do another live stream. He couldn't be more wrong if he tried.
Yeah.
There's no other way to look at it than that. Fucking prick. Put him back on.
As my friend, I never mistreated you whatsoever. I take it back. I got drunk one night.
Yeah, like I look back through all of our DMs, and half of them were like him apologizing for some stupid shit he did that he was in the wrong about the next day.
Oh
yeah. Oh, I've never done anything against you. No, you don't play a shit against me.
No, it made you cry. I'm saying it live. You talk about the rant I was just on. Being honest, I feel horrible about that now. Felt horrible. Apologize. Never repeated. I don't think we've ever been friends, judging by what I know about you now.
Well, I think that you're upset that when I got with Roy, I stopped coming on your show as much. I think that's what this really boils down to.
As much? You've never been back. You've never even given me a reason. Yeah, that's why. Yes, you're absolutely right. That's why I think you're a backstabbing person. Yes.
To be honest, Ogre, it was because you just get outlandish sometimes, and you get.
Oh, okay, you never do. Roy never does. You're right.
Again, bringing it back to you.
Yeah.
Outlandish, you just said. So Roy never does. No one ever does. Oh, Ogre does.
It's because Ogre gets malicious. You are just stupid online sometimes, and a weirdo in a nice sort of jovial way. Like, the intent, context matters. You're a fucking spaz because of, like, the rant you just went on. You go on people all the time. This time it was me. It's everybody else that you think is wronged you, and you think everybody's wronged you, dude.
Yeah. I mean, there's a big distinction to be made. I mean, for the most part, right, the things that we do are usually making some sort of political point behind everything, whether or not you like it, whether or not you agree.
Whether or not you embarrass yourself.
Whether or not I embarrass myself. It's usually me trying to put up a mirror to something. And maybe it's a funhouse mirror and it's slightly distorted. But I'm like, this is basically how stupid you look. That is the point behind most of what I do online. I very rarely ever lose self-control, but this guy loses self-control.
Yep.
This isn't a thing he's doing by choice. This is a thing that pisses him off so much he has to get very nasty because it's his only way to cope with this shit, because he's a very petty person that has no other recourse than to sort of sit there and call you a faithless cunt. It's a big distinction to make. Fuck him. Go on.
It's not about that. It's
about, you just said outlandish.
You like the rant that went on about me is a good example of that. You blow up at people.
No one you know, Mr. Medicare, no one you know on YouTube ever.
I don't like Mr. Medicare. I don't like Mr. Medicare.
Neither do I.
Like you, I just spent a while on my Discord.
Oh, pause it.
I gotta say
what?
Super chat from Kekbot.
Oh shit! Yeah, keep me updated on these because I have this full screen. My species was not around when the dinosaurs died off. I'm an alien, remember? We evolved from creatures similar to the Deinonychus. Vegans will hate me. He's carnivore.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's such a weird. It's so weird.
So like I'm having this thing showing like the ogre thing, and then also having conversation with an alien.
It's so weird what people will use like money for in order to become like a super chat comment. It's like
great.
It's so bizarre, but I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I like. I've never seen a comment like this on Andy Warski's.
I feel like I'm having a conversation with an alien.
Yeah.
He's giving me like unparalleled knowledge about his species via $5 super chats.
Hang on. Oh, I just spied a nice comment about me. Maybe that's me being big-headed. Or can I go up? Can I go off the chat?
What?
I don't know. Someone said something nice about me. About comedy or something. I don't know. Is it there?
I don't know.
Okay.
If you find it, stop this rant that Ogre's.
Oh, okay. I guess it was just that. I saw the last line of it. It was just Roy's creative and talented comedian. Comedy is hard.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this guy, he's just saying outlandishness. And that's it. And he compares me to him essentially, in the context that Day is talking about. So, which is just ridiculous because of the reasons we just explained. But let's go on with it.
Also, it's hard for me to get in a word edgewise with him on this stream. So, like, I had a bunch of stuff to say, but he's like, whoa, and he's like interrupting me constantly.
Oh yeah, he's a cunt.
Frame the argument.
Yeah, he's essentially a cunt in every way.
Are we fucking friends?
Not after today, no.
All right, okay.
I was friends with you even like yesterday or whenever it was we did.
Man, I don't see that with you. I had the DMs I just sent you. You were talking. Look,
I see them. I have them.
Let me read them. Right.
I see them. I have them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There. It's me. Nice.
Yeah. Let me read our DMs to you. Like what? They're our DMs. Fuck you.
They're still there, dude.
Yeah.
Because you were saying that we were buddies, but the last thing I sent you was the bummer to me because I just left it hang at this thing. I asked you if you ever want me on, I will be a gentleman and just want to the best for you as I always have. If I hurt that, so be it.
What's that prove?
I guess he's taking this strategy of trying to be the bigger person at this point.
Yeah,
after calling you a faithless cunt.
No, after he semi-flipped out on me DMs like the day before, and I calmed him down and was like, no, it's not like that, dude. Because he's basically shitting on me for not being on his streams anymore. And I'm like, no, I'm just not on anybody's streams right now. I had a lot going on over the summer. I didn't have like stable internet. I was moving. I was bouncing back and forth between houses like from July to fucking September. And now since I've been stable, I just haven't gone on hardly anybody's live streams besides my own. So it was just kind of like a thing that happened, and I calmed him down and everything was good. And then he went hard on me on Twitter for no reason because I said CT ? The next day, which he assumed was me goading him apparently, because that's just the way he is.
Yeah, I mean, no one that said what he said at the start of this live stream can ever claim to be sort of the bigger person, no matter what. Like It doesn't matter. It invalidates everything.
Yeah, that was after I talked him down from talking shit about me and like being like, no, that's not the way it is, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And you have to remember, this guy has literally fuck all idea of what has gone on. He has no idea. He has no idea. Why would he? You've done a couple live streams with him, a few live streams with him. Why would he know what's going on now and what happened then? Like, he doesn't know.
He's just trying to get to me.
He's just trying to piss you off with anything that he might think will hit close to home.
And he's not used to me being mean to him. So, like, but he's never been, like, super directly malicious towards me. I'm always trying to calm down his shit because he does this to other people all the time. Like, look, just chill out, dude. It's okay. No need to stress yourself about it. Because he really just needs talking down. I almost feel bad for him in a way. And I always have. And tried to help him. But then he did it to me. In a not indirect way, in a very personal way, and he wasn't expecting me to actually say fuck you.
Well, if anything, you're too empathetic with people sometimes.
Yeah, usually. And I always was with him. And you know, I always had a soft spot for Ogre, but I'm more fuck him. Done.
And I said, nah. I got enough one moved on. I mean, do you not see that I watched you pick other? You said we were friends yesterday. Do you not see that I saw you pick other friends and was basically asking you, "Am I still worthy to speak to you?" And I
like, what kind of dramatic bullshit is this?
I don't know who says that. Who says that? What does he mean by other? You don't speak to fucking anybody other than me. Like, it's not even. Like, anyone could say that. Ed could say that. He'd be like, hey, you were doing content and now you've really slowed down and you've not done much lately. Am I still worthy to speak to you, essentially? It's like, get out of it. It's not even the issue. Like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's ridiculous and it has no ground in reality, which I think is good to remember. This has no ground in any kind of reality.
Just very bizarre. So
I didn't even get an answer from you. The only answer I got from you is, who is CT? Let me ask you this. Who is CT? Who is CT in the context of who I was talking about? You know, because you piled on. You were the one that asked me to take my cock out when I made an inappropriate joke. You were the one that let them, you were the one that sat there, and when they asked you if I just whipped my cock out, like I just was like, ha ha, I whipped my cock out. You were the one that sat there and didn't say no.
See, that is completely false. Go back and watch the stream, and that's what I say to him. And he knows this is bullshit. And I don't get why he's saying it, because he knows I set the record straight.
Well, he goes.
I think he's like saying that I didn't defend him enough. No, I set it into context. He still got his dick out. What am I supposed to say? Like, no, you guys are bad for making fun of him.
Well, I mean, I think immediately after this, he goes back on it once you say that you did defend it. Like, he immediately just goes back on all the bullshit he's just spouted.
Yeah, no, he knows. He knows, too, which is why I don't know why he's trying to, like, throw this shit against the wall and have it stick.
Yeah, and Epiphany, our click is special to me. I just want you to know that. Okay.
Yeah, keep an eye on the chat. Let me know if I need to look at it.
Okay.
Oh, no, I've got it all. I've recorded it all. You didn't do that. Good. You minimized the whole fucking thing. You were the catalyst for that.
Take some personal responsibility.
Oh, no, I did it. You were the catalyst for it, though, weren't you?
We were all joking around, and I said this before to everybody. So let's face it. You hate me because I have balls.
You hate me? What are you trying to do?
I don't know what that means. I don't even know what that means. What is he trying to say? I don't get it. He's a fucking retard. He's a fucking retard. Clearly he's a retard. But let's keep going forward, because he's about to just go back
Yeah.
on his attack about you.
I was volatile, you just said. So you hate me because I have the balls to say exactly what I think when I think it. That's why you hate me.
We were talking about dick joke or whatever.
Well, then what? Tell me what.
Because
Well, you just said it was volatile. You said
I just said CT. I really didn't make the connection with cognitive thought.
So of all the, I have
Then you said
15,000 tweets. Of all the tweets, why did you ask about that one that had nothing to do with you?
Because you just added me back like last week. And I saw it.
I added you back when you were supposed to send me something. I don't know.
That's bullshit. I don't know what he's talking about. I just saw that he added me back as a friend literally last week when this took place. I wasn't supposed to send him anything. I don't know what he's talking about.
We're on the same live stream about a month ago. Dave, I don't have any hard feelings towards you. Yeah, I went on a rant. I'll go on more rants about you if you continue to be a cunt. But I
Never
don't
been
dislike you.
Ogre.
You're a cunt to me. I'm telling you now.
Cunt to you until I said you're an asshole today.
So how many times have you ever spoke to me in the last 6 months?
It's because I do.
When I met you, you didn't stream. You were a girl that were letting her channel die. I encouraged you.
And this is where he goes on to take credit for like the tiny little YouTube I have, which is like he's saying I didn't stream. No, I started streaming on Prince of Queen's channel.
Yeah.
And I had been on maybe like 2 other live streams besides that. I was getting into streaming. And then this random dude messages me and says, "You want me on a live stream? We're doing this thing." I said, "Sure." And he started sucking my dick right away because that's what he does. And I thought it was pretty cool at the beginning. And it was pretty cool in the beginning. We had a good thing going on for like a month or so. It was really fun. And
I mean,
his personality started coming out where he couldn't handle it, and he started doing stuff like this.
I mean, he's complaining that you've not spoken to him in 6 months. Why? First of all, why do you have to speak to him in 6 months? And I think it's pretty evident why you haven't spoken to him in 6 months. What else does he want you to say other than that you're a fucking lunatic, mate? Like, what does he want you to say in response to that? Because he is a lunatic, and that's why you've not spoken to him. Because he's a fucking idiot that just goes off and personally attacks people in a real horrible way for absolutely no reason.
No, me and Britisher were always the 2 people who, when everybody else failed, tried to get him to calm down because we thought deep down he was a good guy. Me and Britisher longer than me. He stuck it out to the bitter fucking end. And I don't even know what happened between them 2. But I know it would take a lot to get Britisher to not be pro-Ogre. Because even though they were so different, he always stuck by him because Britisher's a great guy. And he's probably more lenient with Ogre than I ever was. But I still tried to help Ogre. He's a lost fucking cause.
I would have, if the places were reversed and I was one of the people on Ogre's live streams, I would have fucked him off instantly.
Yeah.
I would have been like, fuck this guy. He's a dickhead.
Any sane person would do, but me and Britisher are just kind of people who try and help. We try and help. And we try, like, Britisher got him off alcohol for like 2 months, and he was doing better. And then he stopped. And
he clearly doesn't appreciate that. Like you say in the stream, he takes no personal responsibility for anything.
No, and he's been very malicious towards the Britisher too.
Yeah, for no reason. These are the people that tried to help him up until the point where it was clear that you can't. Like, and he'll attack you personally for this. And it's a horrible cunty thing to do. This is what I mean. The guy's a cunt. Like, I'm not just having a go at him because I disagree with what he's saying. He's a cunt. Like, you know, he doesn't give a shit. He has no morals, and he'll go as low as he possibly can do to try to annoy you because he's an angry little sad man. And things haven't turned out quite the way he wanted them to. But you have a super chat from American Phoenix.
Oh, sweet. So yeah, he basically just throws a little bitch fit. Day, can I have virtual hugs if Roy's cool with it, of course. I'm not the happiest today. I could use hugs. American Phoenix, I'm sending you all the virtual hugs.
Come on. Of course I'm cool with it, mate. Stick your camera on and give him a little virtual hug.
I'll give a virtual hug. I gotta stop. Okay. Thank you, Phoenix. Let's send you all virtual hugs in the world. I'm sorry you're having a not great day, and I hope it gets better. And you're here where this is, okay?
Yeah, you're not in any lewd area, mate. And then there'd be trouble. And that's cool. I mean, you didn't ask me for a virtual hug, which is fine. That doesn't bother me.
You gotta give a virtual hug too.
But sure. Ask the pretty woman for a virtual hug. I mean, I guess that makes you feel better. It's clearly about sexuality and who you're attracted to. That's okay. That's okay, mate. All right. Go on with, shall we?
Okay. All right. We'll get back to my one blood sports.
Oh, Amanda's back.
Hi, Amanda. Okay. Is this presenting?
Yeah.
To come on stream, we both know it. You can deny it if you want. We both know it. There were other people there when I did it. I built you. Now you.
He never lets me talk.
Your first stream after, you can also see it on your channel. Anybody can go look. Your first stream after months off was directly after being on a stream with me.
Yeah, I never streamed before. It was a continuation live stream after a live stream on his channel. Yeah, I never streamed on my channel before. I was streaming on other people's channels before him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You could see the dates. And then, in fact, you told me the next day, hey, I just tried to do a random stream and I got like 500 views. Remember that day?
Yeah, well, I started streaming. You mean when I started streaming on my channel?
Yes, look, and I don't care. I'm not taking credit for what you did.
I'm not taking credit for what you did. You know exactly what you're trying to do.
Yeah, basically try.
That when you and whoever you were with, and we both know who, that you dumped like a dog. When you were there, I encouraged you, and I still encourage you. If you've got anything good to do or good to say, I mean, I say the same thing about everyone that I've known, that I've met in this platform, that has just been like the beard burying.
And now he goes in on the beard burying. Oh. He's really bitter against the beard burying, who was on his channel maybe like 2-3 times.
Hang on, wait. I gotta give American Phoenix a hug now. He's paid $5 for this.
Okay, all right, hold on.
Roy, I thought you were invited for the hug, man. Bring it in, brother. All right, that makes me feel better as a human person of humanity. Thank you.
Hug box.
I'm gonna give you a real hug, unlike Dave's pathetic sort of attempt.
My hug was super heartfelt.
No. Come here, bro. Come here.
Oh God.
You feel that, mate? Come on. Don't feel so bad about things. Things will get better. I know they will. They'll get better, mate. Look at this.
God.
I like my camera screen.
You did. You gotta wipe it off now.
Okay.
That was worth way more money than my hug was heartfelt, but you went all out.
It would have been nice if you'd have stuck that $5 to my Patreon, but that's still cool. Still cool. Day gets some money. It's all right. Female privilege and all that shit. Yeah. We'll keep going with the Ogre stream, guys. The bald fuck.
It's almost over.
Lacey's hot. Forget about Lacey. I'm here.
That cuck ass using piece of garbage.
Yeah, so he's on the beard burying now.
Go look. Yeah. First stream after months off was directly after being on a stream with me. Whoever you were with, and we both know who, that you dumped like a dog. When you were there, I encouraged you. And I still encourage you. If you've got anything good to do or good to say, I mean, I say the same thing about everyone that I've known, that I've met in this platform, that has just been like a beard burying. What a cuck ass using piece of garbage.
Yeah, you don't like him too.
I don't say that. I still like him. I don't like what he's done. I've got his beard wax right here. I have his beard wax right here. No, I'm calling him what he is.
Well, you can't say you still like him then, and you can't.
I tried. I've got the DMs from him too. I've tried to be cool to him.
Yeah, he posted the DMs. It was him basically saying what he just said, like all of a sudden, out of the blue, calling them a cuck-ass loser sycophant. And then Beer Baron says, all right, cool. And then he went off on him again, and then he said, I don't really want to talk to you.
Yeah.
It was like the nicest exchange ever. It was just Beer Baron being like, okay, I'm not putting up with this shit.
How can you claim to like Berberian when you end your message by saying fuck you and your family cunt?
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me. Maybe wild ideas. I don't know. But I wouldn't class that as liking somebody. But oh well. Ogre's a fucking moron, so whatever.
I have from you. But ignoring me, forever. Man, you were around when no one knew who the fuck he was. Not even God. And I put him on my channel. I promoted him. My God.
I promoted him. No, it was just somebody who was. It's live streaming, dude. It's not fucking promotion like Central. It's like, oh, if I go on somebody's live stream, do I all of a sudden owe them? Or if somebody comes on my live stream, I would never in a million years, and I have more subs than Ogre, like I would never in a million trillion years say somebody who was little known came on my live stream and then blew up. I'd be happy for them. And I would never, even in the back of my mind, ever think that I had something to do with their success.
No, you can't claim that, you silly cunt. Like, if someone goes off and they do well, it's not all because of you. Like, maybe somebody gained 10 subscribers from you. Like, let's put it like a crazy estimate. Let's say somebody gained 100 subscribers from Ogre. That's still pretty much nothing. All right? That's still nothing. Barbarian's on like 3,000 and summer. You're on like fucking what? You're in the top half of 2,000. You're getting close to 3.
No, he's not. He's on 1,000 something.
Oh no, you. I mean, you. You're on. Yeah, like you can't claim any sort of. I did this. You can't say that. You have to go off on your own, and you have to do all right.
This face, super promoter of all famous YouTubers. This guy started it all. This guy right here.
He's bad as Keemstar. It's fucking ridiculous.
He's worse than Keemstar because this guy has delusions of grandeur. At least Keemstar's somewhere.
He really does. He's talking about promoting people, while at this point he has 8 people watching.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
He didn't know who he was. Maybe I could say maybe, but he didn't know who he was before I started. So listen, cunt. Where is he now? And I call you.
Listen, cunt.
I try and say one thing, and he just cuts me off and calls me a cunt.
Listen, cunt, shut up. Just play the thing you cunt, all right?
He respects me.
He does respect you. He respects you, you stupid cunt. You faithless cunt. He respects you. When will you finally understand that, you stupid bitch? Fuck.
Because you, faithless cocksuckers, that act like you want to help somebody, but then when somebody helps you, nothing to return to them.
I think can I say something? I think what this really boils down to is that you're bitter that other people came on your channel at the beginning when they were small and they've grown and you haven't.
No.
Boom! Roasted.
Yeah, got him.
Oh, hell no, I've grown.
You're upset with me. With Magog. You're upset with me because I moved up.
And he's really grown. He's got 3,000 subs. He's gotten more because of the Magog promotion. But okay, Dave. Let me ask you a question. That's fine. I appreciate that statement. So let me prod you a little bit. Do you really believe that? You actually know me. You've seen me sabotage and tell you and everybody else around that I was sabotaging it because I didn't like the idea of getting big.
No, that's your excuse for being a fuck up.
Hey, Dave.
Your excuse, Ogre, for being a fuck up. Self-sabotage. It's a character. It's a jolly joke. Fuck yourself. You're a liar. And you're delusional. And you're trying to cover your tracks.
Yeah. Fucking clearly. But we also have a super chat from...
Oh my god. I'm really popular tonight. We might make Ogre right tonight if I keep getting this amount of super chats.
Let's do it, people. Just to spite Ogre, because he's a fucking dickhead.
Ogre instead of Alu Akbar.
And by the way, everyone unsubscribe from Ogre. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that his he went on this rant with everybody the day after his live stream was suspended on his main channel. And if you notice, this is his second channel, which has like 51 subscribers. And this video has 52 views because it's like the most popular video on his channel because he's going out on me. And Philip Daniel, yeah, I think Ogre did speak against you a couple times. It was back in the day, though. I don't know. I don't really watch his stuff anymore. But he probably goes off on every single person who is not around anymore that was once around for a little bit. Just because that's how he is. Yeah. But he's basically saying he does self-sabotage. But that's just a way to cover his tracks.
Well, it's just a way to cover your failings, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
But Amanda raised a good point, which was that he sort of claims to have helped other people out by inviting them onto his live stream to boost him. He also does that to boost himself.
Of course.
It's not something he does out of like a fucking pure sort of moral charity. You know,
it's not fucking PewDiePie. Like, you get on his channel, it's instant success with no benefit to him. If anything, he benefits from. He surrounded himself with pretty damn good people at one point.
Yeah,
they're all fucking gone.
And if he didn't drop the ball, he could have dealt with that, and he could have used it to his advantage. But he's a fucking moron idiot, and I'm glad he couldn't figure it out. However, we've got that super chat from American Phoenix.
Oh my god. No, from Base Keckbot.
No, there's two. There's one that you didn't.
Oh my god, what's happening?
There's a $2 and a $5.
I already read the $2 one.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. The Base Keckbot. I'm checking if I'm allowed to share pics of my true face. I will gladly show Earth when I get permission. Just be aware I have a scarred face. Yes. Yes, show pictures of your true face. Show them. I don't know how you're going to show them in the chat, but if you DM them to me, I'll look at them.
I'll tell you what, mate. You can share pictures on Patreon if you just sign up to our Patreon and just stick a picture out there. I'll make sure to retweet it or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. You should.
I think everybody's known that like 800 to 1,000 was my goal. So knowing all that, are you really saying that I'm bitter because someone else's channel got bigger than mine? That's also.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
Yep. Yep.
Well, he wanted to stop at 800 to 1,000. That was just his guy, and then he's like, no, I don't want to get any bigger. Bollocks. Bollocks. That goes against any sort of human logic. It's silly. You always want to be bigger. Dickhead.
I didn't say anything about their size of their channel. Not at all. I said I helped them in the beginning. And that now when they did I help the people that I said I helped or not? You included. Okay. And did they turn their back for no apparent reason? At least they didn't tell me. You didn't tell me. You didn't come to me and say, hey, I would like to come on your channel or something, but here's the reason why. You just vanished. Well, I helped you Ben. No thank you, no sorry, no. No, well, you can explain it, but I want you to explain it for, I guess, Beard Baron, because now you're defending him, and you're saying...
Explain it for you and everybody else who's abandoned me because I'm a psycho.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. No. This is what you're doing right now in this live stream is why you don't have friends anymore. Because you go off on people for insignificant things. I could never imagine myself going off on someone because they either, first of all, he doesn't know why anybody's left him. He's admitting that right now. They have personal stuff going on. They have a life. It's the internet. People want to do stuff on their own channels and not just be stuck on doing live streams for somebody else all the time. Like, yeah. I was moving back and forth between like 3 different places, which is why I stopped doing live streams at the time. And he didn't like really entice me back because I saw him losing his shit all the time like this.
I mean, let's be honest, right? You started doing live streams recently, somewhat regularly, and you've got a real nice sort of core group of people on these live streams, and I really enjoy them.
I like Ogre's chat better than I liked Ogre.
Yeah. Well, I don't do live streams really on other channels. I do the odd one, but I do them on yours because I like reading the chat. Obviously, I like talking to you, and I like the structure of our streams. They're not ridiculous. They're ridiculous enough that they're entertaining, but they're not straight out autistic, or they're not just a total mess, or they're not boring. They're a good middle ground for the most part. And the chat here are great. So why would you want to just keep doing streams on Ogre's channel when you could do streams on yours that I would much prefer as a viewer? And I think I'm pretty much speaking objectively to this. I prefer it. And I don't know why when you would start doing live streams on your channel and getting a great response like we have been doing, why would you want to just, well, first of all, why would you get Ogre on here and just ruin the dynamic? Because he's a fucking dickhead, first of all.
Some unpredictable guy who you don't know what mood he's in that day, and if he wants to just talk over everybody like he does.
Yeah, and then why would you want to stream on Ogre's channel where he can dictate everything and also be in front of, 8 people? And I'm not saying it's a popularity contest. And
and the thing is that I would have been. Like, that's where he fucked up. Like he acts like I was just like shunning him, like we're in the fucking not Mormons, what are the other people?
Which ones?
The ones that live on farms and don't have electricity.
Oh, the fucking Amish.
The Amish people. Like, he's acting like I just shunned him like he was an Amish person who went on the journey and whatever. No.
Yeah.
I was actually, after that talk we had the day before, the DMs, like, there's some terrible thing. It was me, like, considering having him on my channel. Be like, you know what? I did used to have a good time with Ogre. It wouldn't hurt to bring him back on my channel for a time. And then the next day he did that. So fuck him. Fuck him. Never. Never, ever, ever. Unless he wants to do blood sports with me, because I'm just going to fuck him up.
Yeah. Well, I did... I invited Zell. I hope that's okay.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
If he wants to jump on before we end this thing, you've got the link. He was asking...
done with this Ogre shit anyway.
Well, I mean, you know, I guess I'd finish it by saying, like, clearly, you were very logical and in the right.
When I could say anything.
When you could say anything. He backtracked on so much. He was so vitriolic and aggressive in his insane rant at the start, and as soon as you come on, his thing is like, hey, by the way, I don't know if you want to say this about me, but I respect you. Yeah. Like, they're his first words when you jump on, and that says everything you need to know.
Yeah.
That says that he's full of shit.
Well, maybe I should play the end of it, because he really goes hard on that after. I'll play the end of it.
Go on.
I get this volume back up. Present myself.
That I'm bitter? You're trying to read my heart? You're crazy.
I'm just trying to figure it out because
bitter. I'm a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah.
It was an asshole move.
It was, and that's all I would say. It worked that way, especially something like that.
And people do that. You're triggered, or you're crazy, or you're bitter because you're adamant about things. I'm also adamant about the Telford rapes that are going on there. Anyway, yes, I said I'd let you talk now. Day is dead. No matter what happens in this conversation, and if people think I'm crazy for saying it, sister, I love you.
Fuck fuck yourself.
There you go.
I
Look,
would never hate you, but I do not think you're my friend.
Yeah, I don't think that's genuine at all because I don't know. I don't let people I'm associated with talk to me that way. Sorry. You can't just say that stuff and then act like it didn't happen. You can't have a hug box after. It's just not gonna work that way, especially something like that. Yeah, and I forgot what I was going to say when I said, "Can you let me speak?" Because got off track.
It's cool, girl. How you been doing? No shit. All the time.
It's cool, girl. How you been doing? Let's talk like old times. We're cool now, right?
Yeah. All he wants to do is get you back on side for his benefit at this point. That's it. It's none of it's sincere. American Phoenix, $2. Can I have a wrench, please?
Oh, of course. Of course. American Phoenix. Good night, Defrader. Okay, we're gonna finish. We're gonna finish up Ogre.
Like when I kind of got away from YouTube for a while, I was going through a very difficult time, and the breakup with Grumpo was extremely difficult. So I really don't appreciate that being thrown back in my face. But
it was an asshole move.
It was, and that's all I was saying. Because
I don't apologize. I just think that you did a lot of.
Don't apologize. Just I'm a dick.
Asshole moves on me, and I'm too.
Yeah, we've got our resident Geordie, the Batman, asking for a wrench for $2 also.
Oh, Batman, I miss you. I'll go to channel, add moderator. There we go.
Hi, Zell.
Oh,
hey, how's it going, guys?
Not too bad, not too bad. We're just going to finish up this video and we'll get to chatting a little bit.
Yeah. Have you been watching this whole Ogre saga thing?
Yeah, I have. I'm always out of the loop for the most part with a lot of YouTube stuff, but there's things that'll intrigue me. This was like really intriguing me.
Yeah.
I was like, why is some guy yelling at Day? Like I think people online would categorize me as an asshole, and even I wouldn't yell at Day. It's Day.
Like, no, it's the thing you don't do, you know. Even fucking
it just
Tonka and all them lot don't yell at Day. I mean, even when she's disagreeing with him and being in their face and saying terrible things about him, they'll say passive things sometimes, but they won't just be like fuck her because they know she has sense and she's an alright person. Like,
I don't. So I've heard of Ogre. He sounds very familiar, and apparently he's burning bridges or like flipping out or something. So that's as far as I know. But it was interesting watching.
We'll summarize this whole thing after we finish this little bit.
Absolutely. Sorry.
All right, go on. You play it. I'm gonna go toilet.
Talk about it in depth after.
But I've seen it, so it's fine. Play it. I'll go wee.
Well, I think it's a completely low blow. It's like if I
you're jumping for some dude you met on the internet. I mean, that's a low blow, isn't it?
It's very complicated, and you know nothing about it.
But did you dump him for a dude you met on the internet? And is that a low blow?
I think it was a complicated situation. I did.
So you were dating Grumpo, and
I did break up with him.
And you broke up with him before you met somebody else that didn't even live in your continent.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm glad you're here to
fill me. You know what I mean, Ogre. Don't play dumb. You know
I'm not, girl, but I'm not gonna. I don't know what happened. So I assume
I know what happened, but I don't know what happened.
That you broke up with your boyfriend because you met a dude that puts whipped cream on his beard from England. That's what I assume.
Yeah, he loved that stream, by the way. He was fucking all over it.
Wait. So did you pause it?
Yep.
All right. Roy, I don't know if I think I might love you a little more, buddy. I got a little chub from that. Was that about you, bud?
Where'd he go?
Yeah, where did Roy go?
What happened?
Oh, he probably walked away to smoke or.
Yeah, he's gone somewhere.
But was that in reference to him? Does Mr. Roy like put a little whipped cream on his beer?
Yeah, he was eating ice cream on stream with sugar. And
It's like this guy Ogre just seems like he like who cares? Like what? He seems to really be people like this. Like and again, like I'm still learning, quote unquote, on the internets, when it comes to streaming and stuff. But people like this, man, they are really, really, really angry people that hate themselves. I'm sorry to put it like that, but
no, I think that's what it boils down to.
you really gotta get your shit straight, and at least like yourself, if not love yourself, before you do stuff like this.
Yeah, he clearly does. But I also have no sympathy for him. I mean, I know he hates himself, but if he's going to treat other people in this manner, I have no sympathy for him, and I'm willing to go in as hard as I possibly can on somebody like this. I don't care how distressful it is to him at this point. I don't care, and you can call that callous.
It takes a lot for you to get to that point. Me as well. Like, I've always been rooting for this guy and trying to help him.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's got problems. You know, if you come across a heroin addict, you know, they're hopelessly addicted, it's like, oh, this dude has problems. But at the point where they're swinging punches at you for no reason other than that, you know, they're addicted to heroin, I don't give a shit at that point. I'm not interested in helping you because you're now attacking me. And I just don't care. And I don't give a shit either about anybody throwing the whole white knighting thing at me. I don't care, because if you're going to essentially, you know, spit in my girlfriend's face, and which is what he's done. He spat in Dave's face with this. It was a staggering personal attack out of the blue and for no reason. It was unwarranted. If you're going to do that, what kind of a fucking boyfriend, right, that has a brain will sit around and just be like, yeah, I'm not going to do it out of fear of being called a white knight. I think, you know, it's a silly insult that gets thrown around too much.
Well, what I've noticed too is like your reaction is perfectly. That's a good reaction. That's a healthy reaction, and you're being defensive, and it's a totally productive way of being defensive. Like another example would be apparently online, you can't get genuinely angry or mad at all, because that is a sign of you lost or something. And it's weird. It's like we forgot why we used to tease people and make these words. White knight wasn't for someone like you, Roy. White knight was for somebody where there needed to be no defense whatsoever, and clearly they're trying to get virtue points.
Yeah.
You're being a good boyfriend. And it's like, I'm starting to see that too, like the counterculture that I fell in love with. I'm like, okay, now you guys are just kind of being bullies. It's the best way I could put it. I don't know how else to put it.
I mean, I thought about this in real terms, right? Say you're out with your girlfriend. You go to a bar or whatever, and some dude literally comes up to her and spits in her face. And you sit there and be like, well, I ain't no faggot white knight. I ain't going to do shit. Imagine that.
That guy's dead.
Yeah, you'd be... if you didn't do anything, you'd be judged an absolute quivering pussy. And if you were to do something, everybody would be cheering you along. And now I'm not saying that, like, well, people should want me to do this, which is why I have a problem with Ogre, because that's not the case. But I guess to a certain degree, I do fall in the category of quite a traditional guy in a lot of ways. But that's just me. That's just me.
I totally understand where you're coming from. Apparently on the internet right now, what you have to do, so that you're not anything bad, except for maybe an asshole, what you have to do now is nothing pisses you off, you don't care about anybody, and you have shit on everyone.
Yeah.
This is what I'm noticing is like the new trend especially like in the blood sports thing. I love blood sports. That was fun. I loved really good, genuine arguments where people had a reason to be mad. And now it's just like people hop in and they're like, can we get a genuine, literal retard in here? Scream at him. And just like, it's the most depressing thing ever.
Well, I mean, Andy Warski's there all the time. So, yeah.
Are you talking about Warski's the retard in the scenario?
Yeah. But
I do love Warski at the end of the day. I do love those guys at the end of the day. I do love them.
I think Andy Warski, I think, is he's a real likable guy. I think he's very genuine. He's not fake whatsoever.
He's not. Yeah,
but he is kind of an idiot.
Not kind of. And he would even admit it. He's an idiot, and he's entertaining.
Deliberately so as well.
Yeah.
And it's whether, whatever, you don't need to be smart to be on the internet. No one's ever claimed that. If you've got an internet connection, you're good to go. But,
and besides, 99.99999% of the people on the internet who are claiming they're smart right now, they're morons. They're morons like the rest of us. We're all just plebs trying to figure shit out.
Yeah, nobody's truly smart the way they go on it. We have smart moments. We have stupid moments. Whereas all usually somewhere in between.
But I will say, hang on, just before we move on, I do want to say, I hope Ogre gets to watch this stream.
Yeah.
And I hope he gets to see us going through his stream and my comments before and throughout. And if you have the balls to talk to me, unblock me. Let's set up a live stream and send me a link. I'd gladly do it. In fact, I'm chomping at the bit to do it.
Has he got any friends left?
No,
he hasn't. Really. He hasn't. And I'm going to laugh in his face if I ever do get on his stream.
You know what? He has two really nice people on his streams these days. Magic Bollocks and Conscious Caracal. No, not Conscious Caracal. He's gone too. The other guy. I forget his name. But he seems really cool. And they all seem like way above Ogre. And
when we're done with the video, would you Day or you Roy mind giving me context about this guy? He sounds very familiar. I think I've heard the name thrown around.
He's also a flat earther.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Is he?
Yep.
Yeah. He likes to say he's not, but he is. He likes to say he's not a lot of things, but he is.
Jesus Christ.
One of those, huh? That's weird. Okay. Well, yeah. I'm sorry.
Also, Ogre kind of kicked off the whole blood sports thing, weirdly enough. Because
I want to hear about that.
Yeah. Tonka even kind of gave him credit for it as the very first blood sports. It was back when it was actually, weirdly enough, okay, Hard Bastard.
That's how I heard about him. I'm sorry to cut you off. That's where I heard his fucking name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me, Hard Bastard, Base Mama, and the Britisher all had a show with Ogre. And it was pretty good for a little bit. And one by one, Hard Bastard was the first to drop out.
Then he kicked me out because I was there. That's what I meant.
Wait, Hard Bastard dropped out, like as in like he bent the knee?
No, he disassociated with Ogre.
I see.
The first he was the first to go to realize and have enough of that shit. Because he was probably the biggest one at the time, and he was like, nah, fam. He probably saw it from a mile away because he had more experience than the rest of us. Yeah. And then Base Mama was the second to go. He started shit on Luke Reptile's channel by paying $5 to get in. And I don't even know if he paid $5 to get in.
He did because she sent it back when she kicked him off.
Okay. Yeah, because you were there that night too, weren't you?
Yep, I sent him a link to I sent him the YouTube link, and he kept claiming after that I'd sent him the live chat link.
Yeah, he did. He said you sent it, and then he started sending it out to everybody. Yeah. Ogre sent out the Hangout link to me, and it was not just me, it was everybody. And he's like, hey, well, want to crash a live stream and like fuck shit up? And I was like, does the person know we're crashing the live stream? Because I had no idea who it was. And he was like, we're just having fun, lol. And he's like, don't be a downer. I was like, oh, if they don't know about it, I'm not gonna do that. Fuck that. And so I never went on, but that started a whole thing. And then he got kicked off and went on a super rant. And I think Cog was there. Cog followed him over to his channel and they got into an argument. And then Tonka came on and they were all arguing, like yelling at each other, very first, like blood sportsy type of thing.
Because he got Cog kicked off Twitter twice, I believe.
Yep. Yeah, because Ogre like flagged him and started this whole thing.
God, yeah. I think I remember the story of this stream. It was pretty infamous.
Yeah, and then Ogre's dick pic got leaked because we were off air after a stream one night, and I was there, and Ogre was making jokes about getting his dick out for a while. Eventually, me and other people were like, "Well, just fucking do it then, lol." And we didn't know if he was actually gonna do it, but he did. And somebody took a screenshot. And it got leaked, and that became like a big thing because this other drama had just happened, and so obviously they had ammunition.
Is that the one that was so small? It was less than a pixel long.
I don't know.
Oh God, is that the rumor?
Well, no, it wasn't a small penis. It wasn't huge, but it wasn't small.
It was a good penis.
It was just a dick, dude. It wasn't anything like mock-worthy. It wasn't anything brag-worthy or mock-worthy. It's just a dick. It's just Ogre's dick. Who cares? It's attached to Ogre. That's the problem.
That's a perfect way of looking at it.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I've got to say, I didn't know this. Roy is your boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
The lucky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We get up to some things.
Well, we were just discovering that you put whipped cream on your beard, and I got a little chub.
It was not. It was an ice cream cone.
It was ice cream. I was in it.
I was in a
stream. I was in a stream of Ogre where he was sucking my dick, and you can probably still find it on Barbarian's channel.
Yeah. Also, it's in your best of thing.
Yeah, it was like Sugar Tits and Barbarian and Ogre, and I didn't really know who he was, but he was sucking me off relentlessly. I was like, who's this fucking insane dude?
He does that with everybody when he first meets him.
Yep.
Yeah, he just wanted a taste of the cock. And I remember I went outside to just have a fag, and he was like, my mate, who's an ice cream man, pulled up. I live next door to an ice cream factory. He's like, hey, you want a free ice cream? I'm like, sure. So I like wandered downstairs. I think I was on my phone. Grabbed it. I'm like, dude, I'm on a live stream. Thank you. And I went back and I just started munching my ice cream. And because I've got a big ass beard, it just got fucking everywhere all over me. And Ogre's just like, he's like, this is amazing. He's like, this is the best thing that's ever happened on a live stream. He's like, this is going to be infamous. And now he's all like, now he's like, oh, you with a dude that had whipped cream in his beard. What the fuck? It's like, well, go back and watch that stream and see what you were saying then. You thought this was revolutionary.
Yeah.
Does he have drug issues or psychiatric issues?
I
Like
think
this screams something.
He has both. Yeah.
Yeah.
he does.
The,
Like,
the super psychotic highs and then the super psychotic lows.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
They
he
get
lashes out at people and then wonders why people don't stick around. And I stuck around through multiple those, like
Those
longer
times.
than most people would have. And I
Yeah.
tried to help him, and then he throws it back in my face. The Britishers even worse because the Britisher really fucking tried to help him. Got him off of alcohol for 2 months. And
Oh, so
painkillers
is he
and all
alcoholic?
that stuff. Alcoholic, has
Drugs.
pain pill problems, psychiatric.
Yeah, and like I said, he lives in a fantasy world. He every so often he hold up. He keeps saying he's rich because he's got all his silver.
Yeah.
And he holds up these.
He's off the wagon?
Yeah.
Mm,
No, he's off of it. He's drinking every day on those live streams.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know
Anyway,
it's how
I didn't mean to derail too much. If you want to continue the video, and then I'll ask for context. This guy's just got interesting stories.
Yeah. Okay, we'll watch the end of it. It's almost done.
I first assumed that I don't care how complicated it was because we talked. I talked with you and Grumpo. He told me how much you meant to him. You told me how much you. And if you remember, I've been accused of like fucking with this one girl online who I'll rant about another time.
I don't know about that.
But it's a lie. When have I ever sent you an
I doubt it's a lie.
appropriate text? And I've even joked with you, and you were like, "Hey, Ogre," and I was like, "Oh, sorry, young lady," because it was all supposed to be funny. I don't abuse girls. I don't whip my dick out on fucking live streams unless I'm asked.
And I did.
I don't do anything.
I did explain.
Oh, come on.
Oh, here's where you backtrack.
What?
Here's where you backtrack.
Yeah.
Whole thing, and you did. But even at that time, holy fuck, you should have shut that shit down. And what? You know what? No. I'm in a dick mood, and you've already recognized that. So no, I'll say you actually did a wonderful job, and thank you for that.
Oh, there we go. There's the backtrack in all its fucking entirety.
Yeah.
Stupid prick.
The thing is, he said I perpetuated it, and I didn't say anything. Then okay, you did stick up for me and put it in the correct context, but you didn't shut it down. Like I had some sort of control over that.
He does it.
Backtracks again. Say, okay, you did right by me.
He does it all in the same sentence almost.
Yep.
It's bizarre. He's like,
so what's the context for the fight that's going on right now in this video?
Okay, so Ogre added me back on Twitter because apparently he unfollowed me. And then I saw his tweets again, and he said he was in a little argument about something. And then he said, back when CTBM and somebody else, and I had a migraine that day, and I was like super tired. I just said CT because I knew who Base Mama was. But I didn't think CT was cognitive thought in like for a second. So I just typed CT ? And then realized soon after, oh, cognitive thought. And then the day after, I forgot about it. Day after he replies, oh, Day, what are you trying to do? You cunt, or something like, why did you dump your boyfriend, you like piece of shit? Basically, all this stuff. And so I was like, wow, you're an asshole, Ogre. That's a dick move. You wonder why you have no friends left. And then I was fuming because he like went super personal for no reason over something that he knows nothing about. And it's like my one hot button issue. And he knows absolutely nothing about it, and he's just doing it because I said CT for a second. And I saw he was doing live stream, so I went to the chat and I said, Ogre, you're an asshole. Oh, I said, go fuck yourself, Doom. That's what I said. And then I went in the chat and said, you're an asshole. And then he was like, he went on a super rant against me. And then I came in to talk to him, which I don't think he expected.
And after this, it's important to know that he did sort of delete his tweets and this live stream afterwards, pretty much immediately. Because I assume he knows he looks like an unlikable cunt in all of it. Until I tweeted him and said, look, either basically, it's like, at least have the conviction to stand behind the shit you say. Don't just spurg out on people and instantly just backtrack on everything, because that makes you look like a fucking joke. So either be like, I stand by what I say, or just admit you're wrong and that you're a cunt. And in response, basically all he's done is he's put this live stream back up because I argued with him, but he did block me before I could respond to anything he said. So I don't even know what he said in response.
No, before he blocked you and me, he said like, "Oh, I'm going to cheat on you," or something.
Right. Okay. Well, I couldn't even see that because he blocked me too quickly. So, yeah.
Oh, why did he care? Why did he care that you broke up with your boyfriend at the time?
The thing is that he doesn't care. He just wanted to provoke me, and he's really upset because I just haven't been on his live streams. That's what this is about, and that's why he's pissed at Bearbarian, lashing out at him and calling him a cuck and a sycophant and a piece of shit, and he hopes his family dies or whatever he said, because Bearbarian doesn't go on his live streams anymore. And that's it. Yeah. That's what it boils down to.
One of the things he did when he had a go at me about the Liz live stream to try and prove to me that I'd sent him the link. He DM'd me the link which I'd given him. So just to be sure, I followed the link, and it just took us back to Liz's live stream.
Yeah, like the YouTube page.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a fucking moron. Like,
yeah, I don't think he remembers what he says from one sentence to the next half the time.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, this seems like a guy that's gonna eventually there's gonna be an explosion of some kind.
Yeah, he's gonna be taken down by the cops.
Don't want to be around him when that happens.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Either that, or he's gonna end up as a born again pastor.
Oh, he used to be a pastor. He used to be a legit pastor.
Well,
this kid's better.
Yeah.
I mean, you atheist. I think the best outcome we can hope for is that he eventually hangs himself.
No.
Oh, no, Roy. Okay, no. Roy. Oh, dark, Roy. Dark. You're up.
Too far.
Police are coming for you, Roy.
Was that too much?
No.
Too far, everybody.
That was a good dark joke, but if you were serious, I might have to think you're a little less sexy.
I ruined it for everybody.
Oh, Roy, I've got something that's going to make you chuckle. Somebody who gets regularly in Ren's live streams, I'm not saying who because it's really embarrassing probably, was amazed when they found out that Lacey is a man.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Fucking hell. All right.
I don't know if Lacey would be happy or confused by that.
I think he'd probably be happy, to be honest.
Okay.
I think he'd kill himself laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he'd be all right with that. He'd be like, yeah. No, all right, let's go on. Let's finish this video off.
Okay.
I can't say it.
Because I did defend you. I really did. And everybody would have loved the idea that you did it to harass women. And if I wanted to be one...
Who gave the picture up? You know who did. Who gave the picture?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. Yeah, you do.
No, I really don't.
Well, then Roy, Tonka knows. Ask him. Tonka knows. Because he's the one that it was given to. You know him really well. I see him on...
He acts like I know Tonka really well. I don't. I don't at all. Also, he thinks I know who sent out the picture. I know who was in the live stream, so I know it was one of us. I know I took a screenshot of it, but I never sent it out. And so somebody else did, and I have an idea between two people, but I don't know who it was.
Well, it wasn't me, because I think I was evicted by them.
Were you there that night?
I think I was evicted when he got his dick out.
Yeah. I think it was me, you, Cabbage, Jeremy, and was Amanda Wolfchild there?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I think that was it. And maybe Philip Daniel?
Philip Daniel, maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah. It was one of us. Wasn't me. I don't know who it was, but it had to be one of those people. And I don't really care who it was.
You're on a stream.
No,
well, Roy knows him really well. Y'all know each other really well.
Roy
knows him used to be. Yeah, really well. Yeah. So
I'm like, he knows him a little bit. He's like, yeah, really, really well. Like, we're all just like in circle. I think that's what he thinks, that we're all just like super buddy cool kids in his mind. And that's why we don't go on his streams anymore, because we're just too full of ourselves.
I remember BS Mama saying, now I should said it on somebody's live stream as well, so I'm not breaking any confidence here. He sent her a computer.
Yeah.
And when he got too nuts, because he was like, yeah, you've got this computer now, you've got to do what I say, kind of thing. She sent it back.
Yeah.
The thing is, I know Tonka to a certain extent, sure. You know, we've DM'd, we've done little bits for videos and things like that, but it's not as if I'm asking Tonka about Ogre and he's sharing this shit with me. Like, who gives a fuck about Ogre? We've never mentioned him. It's not even something that is worth sort of contemplating for a second. I guess he assumes the universe revolves around him in some weird way.
When he was arguing with me before he blocked me in his live streams, did try to call his name. So just before he blocked me, I responded by calling him a Scooby-Doo villain.
Yeah,
but he was stupid enough not to delete the DMs. So he blocked me, but he left it open for me to block him as well.
Yeah. Oh, so weird.
I think there's a super chat you've missed from American Phoenix, actually.
Oh shit.
Scroll up a little.
Pony Opal has noticed me yet. Zell has not. What? Pony Opal has noticed me yet. Zell has not. The pain I feel in the depths of my soul. I don't know how I can go on. Zell, you broke my heart, you bastard. Zell, what did you do?
Yeah, Zeal.
Well, I guess since he super chatted it, it's okay to talk about it. It's a little thing. It was just you ever, like, I don't know if Roy's ever experienced this before. I have a friend by the name of Kadunt that I think you guys might have met before.
Right there.
I know the name.
Yeah, and you know, her family kind of retardedly adopted me years ago, and we're family pretty much. And American Phoenix, he admitted, was being a little creepy in DMs, so I yelled at him on a stream. That's all. I'm gonna defend my sis.
Oh, is Kadunt the one that was going to start the fanfiction stream?
No, that's Ren. But Kadunt just started her show on the Cunt stream.
Well, why do I know Kadunt?
Oh, no. I'm sorry, Roy. You're right. Kadunt wrote the fanfiction. Ren had it on the stream. Yeah.
I talked to her on the stream we did, right, on the Cunt stream afterwards.
Yeah, she's the saucy little Filipino girl.
Okay, yeah. I remember. Hi, Kadunt. Nice one. Yeah.
American, you are loved. You know, you understood what you did. You're a good guy. You're a good boy.
Opal is upset because she thinks Zell hates her.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I hate Opal. That's covered. Okay. So next.
She's a cunt.
Well, you've gone down in my estimate.
Oh, lack of sexual questions, Space Cat.
And Zell, I agree with Kadunt. You and Phoenix should kiss and make up with tongues.
Good boy.
With tongues.
No tongues. He gets no tongues.
You've got to give him tongue.
He gets my beard across his face, or my sack across his face, if he prefers.
Well, American Phoenix says, "Yeah, I was being a dick that day, and I'm glad I was called out, and I'll admit when I fuck up." So
that's the perfect attitude to have. I've been called out too, and that's exactly what you do. Just take it on the chin.
I almost like if I realize like I've been doing something wrong, I want to be the first to admit it, because like I don't want to be that person who does something wrong and then just doubles down on it. If I know I'm being wrong, I'll be like the first to admit it and like apologize and be like, "Oh shit, yeah,
I like that attitude." But also, Amanda Wolfchild says, "Oh shit, Phoenix was just making a joke, and Zell thought he was referencing something serious, awkward."
No, Amanda just doesn't. God damn, Amanda! I swear to God, Amanda just doesn't know what happened. When I was on the stream, American made a super chat, and I had already known what was going down in DMs. No one else knew what was going down in DMs. I yelled at him on stream, and everyone assumed I was reacting to his super chat. I didn't give a shit about his super chat. I just knew what was going down in DMs. So there you go, Amanda. Calm down.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming that American Phoenix is cool and you're cool. I'm assuming you'll.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a good.
Yeah.
I love you, American. You're cool, man.
You'll bro this out. No worries.
We'll bro this out.
I do want to know how do you reproduce Space Kekbot? Answer me that.
How do you what?
I want to know how he reproduces because he's an alien. He's extraterrestrial.
What? Outlaw Bear Dog wants you to check DMs.
Yeah, I'm going to check them, but I just didn't want to do it while I was presenting.
Who's an alien? What's going on?
I got Base Kekbot's an alien, and I got to ask him questions. That's what... do. Oh, Ogre said something to Benihana. Everybody remember Benihana?
Yep, I know Benny.
Yeah. Apparently, Ogre said a bunch of shit to him too. Yeah, like
anybody hasn't said
and then people. Well, should I share this? I mean, it's not technically my DMs that I'm sharing.
That would be up to Outlaw Bear Dog if that's who sent it.
Yeah.
Well, Ogre said shit to just about everybody he's come across, hasn't
he? Yeah.
And he's the only person I know who's gotten Tonka so angry that he's offered to go around to their house and kick their head in.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll just read what he said to Benny. He said, "Hi, you slimy little puke. Are you still alive? Too bad if so, as you are a shit stain on the shorts of society. Your slut of a mother should have aborted you, as one more crack baby is not what the world needed. Now go choke and die, you worthless fuck." And then he's like, "Oh, why don't people want to associate with me anymore?" And like then he expects these people to like go be nice to him or try and make amends when you say shit like that. No.
Yeah. He needs some sort of basic idea of civility.
Yeah. That's not how you hash out your problems. If you have grievances, that's not getting to the bottom of any of them.
It seems to be a lost confidence. And if Benihana would have jumped on a stream, the first thing he would have said is that I respect you.
Yeah.
it would have been that. And like,
we were
get out of
friends.
it.
Why do you abandon me? You fucking dick. I hope you go choke and die. You should have been aborted like another little crack baby your slut mother had.
What?
That's like, you don't.
Why you say that, Day? Why you say that?
No, that's what Ogre said to Benihana.
I know, it's fucking intense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I get it.
He could do that though. He could be like, "Hey man, you're so great. I respect you. Die in a fire with your kids."
Yeah.
So, listen, if we're done with the Ogre thing, are we done with the Ogre?
Yeah, we're done with the Ogre thing.
All right, well, listen, there's just, again, Ogre, if you have the balls, just get in contact with me. I want to jump on a stream with you at some point.
You never know, I might have gotten to the stage where he's forgotten how to use his computer.
Yeah, we'll see. He's already blocked me before I could respond to him, and I doubt he does. I highly doubt you do. But if you do, if you can sack up for a little bit, I'll jump on, and it'll be fun for me at this point.
And I'll be there too.
Yeah, well, I just kind of want to make him look a little bit foolish at this point.
I think he'll do that himself, Roy. I think he'll be all right.
Yeah,
he will do. I know he will do.
Gotta admit, if I'd pulled the crap he's pulled at the end of it, because being a normal person, something would bring me to realization what I was done. I would disappear, but not after issuing a public apology, like on Twitter or something.
He has nothing. He has nothing against me. He's not helped me in any way.
If you went on his live stream once, he would hang it over your head and take credit for your own channel.
I'm sure he would. I'm sure he'd try. He has nothing against me. I'm free to tee off on him. So, again, if you have the bollocks, we'll do it. We'll do it. I really want to do it. So the offer stands from now until to ever.
Yep. All right. Godbother 1 is making moves on your girlfriend.
He always does. He always does.
Well, he's an Australian with a tiny penis, so.
Oh, okay. There's that. All right, that's sad.
Yeah, Philip Daniel. Yeah, I tried to find an obituary for Omni Politics 16. I couldn't find anything either. I'm going to research it more because at this point I'm not solid that it actually happened. I think it happened. I know there's talk about it from multiple sources, but I don't know how credible it is until I find like an obituary.
So Day, now I've heard this name too, but who is Omni Politics? And then I've heard something about a suicide or a death.
Yeah, Omnipolitics16 is was a 16-year-old YouTuber who was a pedophile and was brazen about it. And the weird thing is that in a lot of these reports, they're calling him a pedophile activist. Which is almost making it seem like he was for like noble pedophilia, which like is where you don't.
Yeah, the term.
No, he wasn't for noble pedophilia. He wanted just pedophilia to be accepted.
Well, his whole thing was that again. It was a video we did a long time ago at this point, but it was his whole argument was that prepubescent children can consent to sex.
Sorry, go ahead.
And he was open to the fact that he was attracted to prepubescent children, and he argued for being able to have sex with them.
Real quick, is he? Did he show his face?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was
he
the
actually
one
got doxxed?
Was he the one with the bushy eyebrows?
Yeah, I think so. Curly black hair.
Okay.
Captain Zealot gave me a $2 super chat. Said, "Love that he died. Also love you, Roy, sexy man lump."
I don't love it when anybody dies, even somebody like that. But yeah.
Well, I mean, there was an article that I read because there was Suit Yourself really got on the Omni Politics thing. He made multiple videos about him. We made one that did kind of well. So that's up in the top sort of Omni Politics videos. So I guess there was an article that sort of said, hey, Omni Politics is committed suicide now. And if you Google his name, what you'll get is YouTube videos sort of lambasting him. I hope you people really feel the weight of what you said now. Which made me think about it a little bit.
Implying that the criticism from people like us drove him to kill himself.
Yeah. As if it's the same as the Amy Adams thing. Like it's not.
Not Amy Adams.
It probably got out into his real life.
Actually called Amy, something like the porn star that killed herself.
Yeah.
So it probably got out into his real life about him. But,
well, I mean,
as parents,
the whole thing about prepubescent children can consent to sex. No, you can't even trust their consent if you ask them for an ice cream. Really?
Yeah. I'll be right back.
I mean, I don't feel guilty at all. I thought about it for literally 60 seconds before coming to the conclusion that no, I don't feel guilty whatsoever.
Not guilty, but it's depressing. Not guilty. No one should feel guilty, and the whole fucking throwing guilt out thing. No, I don't play that.
I mean, the argument, the reason I wanted to make a video about this dude in the first place was the fact that he wasn't saying, yes, I'm a pedophile and I'm attracted to prepubescent children and that's a bad thing. He was saying, I think it's perfectly fine. Society doesn't accept it, but I think it's okay. And I think children of that age can consent to me having sex with them. So I'm like, so if you take that to its logical conclusion, if you're morally fine to have sex with prepubescent children, you'll happily break that law. I mean, look at what's against the law. Smoking weed is against the law in a lot of places, and you'll rationalize it with yourself and be like, well, that's fine. It's not hurting anybody. So you'll do it. You'll happily break that law. And if you can rationalize having sex with little kids, then you're pretty likely to do that at some point. You won't feel bad at all, which is where I felt the danger came in.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and it's like I wouldn't have minded so much. Probably never would have done a video on it if he'd have said like, "Look, I'm attracted to these people. I am a paedophile. I'm not a child molester. Never will be. I know it's bad." I'll be like, "Okay, go and get yourself some help. Sort yourself out." It was the fact he was arguing for it, which really sort of got under my skin a little bit. Yeah, and I didn't say anything too bad. We didn't tell him to. A lot of YouTubers said, they were like, "I want to fuck you up. If I saw you, I drive a sledgehammer through your head," shit like that. Essentially, what we said was delete your YouTube channel and seek help.
What horrifies me about paedophilia is, I saw this documentary back in the 90s, and apparently a lot of, I'm not saying most, I'm not saying all, but a lot of paedophiles actually have fantasies about murdering children as well.
Yeah. Probably because a lot of pedophiles were abused themselves, so they have some weird sort of masochistic sort of fantasy.
Yeah. You think it's like the natural Batman? Do you think it's like the natural extension of what being a pedophile is, which is like the reason why they get off on these young kids that can't consent and they know they can't, is a sense of power, and then so the logical extension to that, going to corrupt your morality, is the torture, pain, and death.
That's got to play a part in it. But
part of it, I think there's like a subsect of people who are getting off on the maliciousness of it. I think there are another sect of pedophiles who literally hate that they're attracted to children, and like their sexuality is like wrapped up like a fetish, like a foot fetish. Like say foot fetishists like harmed somebody by liking feet, but they can't help it. So there is a small sect, or maybe I don't even know if it's a small sect. Some pedophiles hate that they're pedophiles, and some have gone as far as self-castration or chemical castration.
I suppose in some of them, if they hate being a paedophile, that hate is going to transfer. They hate children.
Maybe some of them, but some of them don't, and they're just like mentally stifled or stunted at a certain age, or they're inexplicably attracted to children and they don't want to hurt kids and they like kids, and they hate that their sexuality is kind of wrapped up in this, because obviously if your sexuality is wrapped up in that and you don't want to do that but you're still attracted to that by no desire of your own, then you're kind of fucked as far as any sexuality. So these people will resort to chemical castration. Like there are, like, being a pedophile doesn't, and this is not always the case, obviously, and it's probably more rarely the case, but it doesn't always make you a bad person. You want to do bad things, but I don't think it necessarily makes you an evil person.
Hang on. Wait, but before we go on, you've got a couple of super chats.
Yeah, I want to get to those. American Fetus said, "I'll never shed a tear over pedo offing themselves." And American Phoenix also said, "Okay, quick poll. Which is better, to kill pedophiles? Type 1 for shooting, type 2 for skinning, type 3 for throwing them to lions."
Oh, I've got a better one than that. Than either of those. Is you give them to the victims' families.
I mean, I'm not too sure, right, with this guy, Omni Politics, that he hadn't already committed some sort of act of child molestation, bearing in mind he was a babysitter.
Yeah, I do remember this fucker. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what would be truly horrible? Is if he was the poor that went too far.
What?
If what?
If he was the poor that went too far.
What was a pool?
Poor. P-O-E.
Oh, the Po.
Yeah.
Get it? Your accent.
I know, it's terrible. It's not my accent, it's yours.
The poor.
Yeah. Captain Zill said, "Dave, keep up the good work at John Kane on Twitter." Oh, okay. I'll do that.
Roy knew what I said.
Yeah, I did. Obviously, I did.
I didn't.
I know you Geordie motherfuckers. I know what you sound like.
I'm not a Geordie. I'm a Weirsider.
I pet. But yeah. I don't know. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad at all.
Yeah, I don't feel bad. Like I was saying earlier, you know, it wasn't. He offed himself. Sorry, I'm trying to add this guy on Twitter.
He absolutely did.
If I were to be asked whether or not the situation's sad, yeah, it's sad.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. You can disagree with me. That's okay. But someone that, I mean, like, do we think for 1 second that guy didn't just have the worst, most torturous life living in that brain? What a sad, depressing story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I want to correct myself from forgetting the name of the porn star that killed herself. It was August Ames.
That's what it was.
Yeah. But
oh, that was the porn star, right?
Yeah. I mean, I did in my own brain when I heard the comparisons to that, because I lambasted the sort of extreme left for piling hatred on her. But after literally a second, I'm like, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing at all. You know, here's a guy who I think may have committed an act of child molestation. Even if he hasn't, he's arguing for acts of child molestation.
Yeah.
And
justifying it. Like,
with
he's
the
basically saying it's morally okay.
Exactly. With the August Ames thing, it was like she chose not to have sex with gay performers.
Because they didn't have as high testing standards.
Yeah, so not only was she more than likely not homophobic, but secondly, you're allowed to choose who you have sex with anyway. It's not, you can't force people to fuck gay people if you don't want to. Like,
but they were against rape.
Even if she's a bigot, fuck it. Even if she's a bigot, even if she's like, hey, I want to fuck gay people because I don't agree with it, then fine. In what world is it okay to force somebody to have sex with somebody that you don't want to have sex with?
And it's still, even then, it wasn't them who killed her. Obviously, if you're going to kill yourself, you have more problems. That's just like the straw that broke the camel's back. It's obviously not just that. If you're going to off yourself, there's more to it than just internet.
And it was the reaction to it that I had a problem with.
Yeah,
the reaction to it was very much
people were saying good and stuff.
Well, they doubled down. After that. It's like, oh, you must feel bad, and they're just like, no, fuck her. I'm glad she's dead. And it's like, Jesus Christ.
I'll never. I don't know. I'll never understand that kind of attitude. I don't get it.
I mean, no, I don't think you should feel glad when anybody dies, no matter what they've done. But yeah, I will agree that there's some people I will not shed a tear for if they die, or feel bad about it.
Absolutely, yeah. People have different reactions to it. It's fine.
I mean, apparently these people are the good guys, though. They're the good guys.
Yeah, you know how hated Margaret Thatcher was in this country. I hated her guts, really seriously, because I was 16 when she got into power. So I lived through her years pretty much as an adult. But when she died and they brought out that song basically aimed at her, Ding Dong the Witches, I thought that was disgusting.
Oh, Roy, you got a super chat from Captain Zealot, and it's a question for you. To Roy, is vigilante justice justified for pedos?
Not if you've been murder, I would say.
I would say no, just because, like, I understand full well, right? People have this reaction when it comes to kids because they're the most defenseless things in society, and at the same time the most precious. Not only that, but you're biologically predisposed to protect children. So I understand hatred that paedophiles get. It's only natural, and we're only protecting our way of life when we have this reaction. You can barely help it. But I think when you're saying, like, yes, okay, vigilante justice for paedophiles, what's to stop then vigilante justice for murderers, and then vigilante justice for thieves, and all of a sudden society degrades and you end up in some sort of... So I understand that feeling, but I wouldn't be for it, no.
It's like talking about that, I think it was when I was about 16. There was a known paedophile found in the River Wear. What somebody done to him is that they must have used power tools to do it, because he'd been screwed onto a wooden door and placed face down in the river.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
That's
a statement.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the thing is that, like, hearing about it, you get it. You understand it. So nobody's really gonna shed a tear, and they're gonna, like, understand. It's like, I think the only kind of murder that's kind of understandable, like, people will be like, yeah, I get it. Like, he shouldn't have done it, but I get it.
Yeah. There's an old saying, when I use the weapons of my enemy, do I not become as bad as my enemy?
Yeah. And fun fact, I was molested as a child, a 2-year-old.
I'm sorry.
Dave, that's not fun.
Well, but in context, if I had a family member do vigilante justice, then they would have been put away too. So, like, more than likely, either my molester would have been either killed or fucked up, but my family member who I kind of depended on would have been gone to jail as well. So it kind of would have fucked me in 2 ways. One, by the initial thing, and 2, my parental figure would have been taken away as well. So I would have been doubly fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it happens though, when there are those instances of vigilante justice, when the parents, whether it's the father or the mother, do something to the sexual predator, it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I know exactly what has to happen to you now. You probably have to be locked up, but I can't help but understand. I understand completely. And in fact, if I were to imagine myself as a father, which I'm not, and let's say that happened to my daughter or my son, I can't say that I'm a very strong-willed person. I'm a pretty weak guy. It's okay to admit that, and I would probably seek out justice, and I would probably be put in jail.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could control myself.
But I don't know if that would harm your kid more than just the initial thing, and having
I'm just
you
being honest. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's more just a reaction.
It's more about being in that moment, and we can talk about it all day long. And then the moment it happens, I mean, it only takes 20 minutes for me to have destroyed my entire world seeking justice, but it can happen.
Well, it can happen, and it does happen.
Yep.
And it is entirely.
Object of Hate said, well, what about Muslim pedophiles like Rodham Telford? They seem immune to prosecution. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I think they should get at least 20 years jail time, then deported to either their country of origin, or if they're United Kingdom citizens, they should be deported to their country of ethnic origin.
Well, there's this sort of thing in England and the UK at large, where people are terrified of being considered racist. Absolutely terrified, in a way that I don't feel it's sunken in and taken roots in America, because it doesn't just extend to people; it extends to like governing figures and shit like this, and the law, and they're terrified of having any kind of bad publicity for convicting somebody that's a fucking a Middle Eastern Muslim.
Tell you something, right? This is not the country I was born or raised in. It's unrecognizable. It's getting to be a very Orwellian country.
Well, I mean, I guess I guess a lot of people would say that at this point, especially in terms of like the government. I think the people are still great here. The people aren't like this for the most part. The people that I at least associate with and know, we're all talking about these things. My dad's friends are all talking about these things. I'm not entirely too sure what's happened with the government. I don't know when this political sort of correctness took place and went beyond being politically correct to a point where, I mean, it wasn't the. I don't know if this is true. I almost want to think it isn't. It's just something that I read. But the dude that convicted Dankula of the joke also let off a guy, a Muslim sort of Middle Eastern, that raped a 13-year-old.
That's what I've heard as well.
Yeah, I have heard that. I haven't checked up on it, but yeah.
Because he said that he didn't know rape was illegal in this country.
Yeah, even in the British law, innocence of the law is not a defence.
No, I don't know. That's what makes me think that's fake.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it's happened in Germany and Sweden, and we're becoming like them. So it wouldn't surprise me in the least.
Don't these people have to have training, like, of British laws when they become, like, part of Britain?
They do, but I guess there's
willful ignorance of the law puts you above it.
They consider they don't just look at
religious freedom or whatever.
Well, I don't think they look at it that black and white. They're just like, look, we might have a bit of backlash.
Yeah.
From the Asian community if we do this, so let's just give them a pass. Maybe. I don't know. That's speculation.
Super chat from American Phoenix. There was a man I knew who killed the man who molested his daughter. He got sent to prison. I put money on his books every month out of respect. Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, it's almost like a justified sort of crime.
Yeah.
People understand that.
Yeah.
Right. Here's one for you. All this political correctness and bending over backwards shit. It seems to be mostly in the southeast, though. And apparently, there's quite a few people who've got, at the very least, fined for flying the English flag in the southeast of fucking England.
What?
Yeah.
They're fined for flying the George Cross?
Yep. Well, there's villages that used to have celebrations of St. George's Day. They've stopped because they don't want to offend the Muslims.
Oh, really? That's insane. I mean, every World Cup and shit, we've got English flags flying outside the house. We got the George Cross. So, in the Olympics, my mum gets out all the buntings with all the fucking George Cross flags. They're all flying outside the house. I mean,
yeah. While it hasn't happened in the UK yet, there's been a few instances of Muslim immigrants trying to disrupt masses in cathedrals and that on the continent. And a lot of these terrorist attacks on the continent seem to take place around Christmas. Yeah, to me, they're very deliberately attacking Western culture.
Oh, well, they are.
Culture.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think something needs to be done. The thing is, like, I think there's a lot going for multiculturalism, and a lot of the best countries in the world are full of immigrants. But you do it to a point though. You don't let it get stupid.
It's like adding salt to a soup, isn't it? You don't just dump it all in one go. You add it bit by bit to taste.
Yeah. You need to stagger this a little bit.
Blend it.
Yeah, and I don't know how you do it, but the answer isn't letting sort of mass people in one go that have no concept of your culture, just all at once. I mean, they do. Don't get me wrong. They become British over the generations.
Some of them they used to, but the ones we're getting in now, they're coming in such a rate. There's entire towns that are nothing but like Sunni Muslims.
Well, this is why we've noticed it, because they've all come in one huge sort of mass go, and all of a sudden, certain areas of England feel like Pakistan. You know,
because these people who are coming in, they not only have no concept of Western culture, they don't like it.
What I will say though is, you know, even because I live in a very Middle Eastern area myself. You know, Longsight is hugely Middle Eastern. Levenshulme, where I live, is on the border of Longsight. That's about 50-50, almost between white people and Middle Eastern people, yeah. And to be fair, right, most of them are absolutely delightful, for the most part. I mean, they are sort of wearing, you know, Middle Eastern garb, but like I do have a chat with them, and you know, they're all right, and like you know, they seem pretty chuffed to be here for the most part. But at the same time, I know there are going to be it's going to be more likely to have sort of extremists hidden in the midst of that.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't want to demonize them all because that's not right. But the answer isn't to just let a bunch of them in one go without letting them adapt to a culture, because they have to. I mean, I've known the high school I went to was it was about 20% white. Like, that was it. It was mainly Middle Eastern, my high school, and most of them, because they were kids of immigrants, they were like Mancunian kids for the most part. The mum and dads, you see the mum and dads picking them up from school, and they're all speaking foreign language. They're all dressed differently, but the kids were like, "Just fucking hell, mum, don't embarrass me in front of my mates," type thing. And that was kind of nice to see. And I'm like, okay, the kids have really sort of adopted this because they've grown up in Manchester.
Yeah.
But it takes time. It takes generations for this to happen. And if you're going to let a bunch in at once, all of a sudden you've got a bunch of people who are like, well, we don't need to adhere to this culture.
And they don't need to integrate. It's almost like, and I don't know if it's white guilt or whatever, we're expected to bend over backwards for a custom that's not ingrained in our moral fabric at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there was when I was at school, it was the 70s. There's only two black kids went to our school, and one only started in 1978 because his father was a Nigerian guy. He come to our town when they started social studies on the curriculum, and he was our social studies teacher. That's how he got here. But they used to joke about it when I was a kid. Like the white, you know where the white man's grave is, and people go, "Oh, it's Rhodesia, is it?" No, it's Birmingham. Things like that. I mean, but it was just harmless jokes. Nobody meant any harm about it. But the Pakistani kid who used to go to our school, I got on with him. I mean, he's living his family. They loved it over here. And he moved down to London back in the 80s. Got a job with this company down there. When I got the internet, got in touch with him on Facebook. And, so he's still in London? Yeah, he's still like down there? No, I got me phone and moved to Nottingham. And so I thought you thought it was great down in London. And, it used to be good, but there's too many Muslims there now. And that's for Pakistani.
I just want to say to Mr. Monkeywin, the 7-7 bombers were all bombed in the UK, and he said a couple of comments beforehand about not letting any of them in and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, look, there is a problem. There is a problem. And I'm not going to deny that. And we need to be careful. But the problem is still very recent. I mean, I think 80% of the country is still white, if I'm correct on that statistic. I think we're more white than America is as a country. It's just this big influx. It's the culture more than anything. It's the culture, and we do need to be careful.
And the religion.
But I'd say look at Brexit and things like that. I think people are sick of this, and people are starting to notice these Muslim communities forming. And I hopefully within 10 years or maybe 20 years, we would have addressed this problem. We are we are looking at tightening immigration and things like that. So, hopefully it will be dealt with. I think it's, one of the things is when people are like, fuck Middle Eastern people coming in, I look at the NHS and a lot of them are Middle Eastern doctors and stuff like that. There's like a lot of people coming over with great skills, which I want to keep. I don't want to just fuck them all off.
What was that?
Roy and Day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to let you guys go. It looks like Brockus and I are gonna go out on a date and see Ready Player One tonight.
Oh, well, enjoy the movie.
Enjoy a little date.
I got expectations kind of low, so that hopefully I enjoy it.
Yeah, cool. All right, have fun. Thanks for coming on, Zell.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, take
care, Zeal.
Thank you, sir.
See you later. Have a good night.
Why you call him Zeal? Oh, real quick, $5 super chat, Captain Zealot. V for Vendetta, the end when they rebelled against Norse fire for their near 1984 level dystopian dictatorship. It's a matter of time for Europe.
I call him Zeal because when he started appearing in Ren's live stream chats, she saw his name and mispronounced it once and then refused to go back.
So he's a Zeal now.
Yeah. But there's a big difference between black people in the UK and black people in the United States, I've noticed.
It is true.
That's true.
Roy noticed that when he came here.
Yeah, black Americans have a different attitude and a different accent to white Americans in the same area, whereas black people in the UK, wherever you are in the UK, they have the same accent and the same attitude.
Yeah, they're just people here.
Yeah.
They're not black people. They're just kind of like people. See, that's a great thing I want to keep.
Yeah, they don't call themselves African British.
Yeah.
We're really not, xenophobic in any way in the UK. But
no, and I think I know why. The British Empire. I mean, at the height of the British Empire, we literally had the world coming to our doorstep.
Yeah.
With that, you can't be xenophobic.
But that being said, I mean, I think that's generally a good thing. But there are problems with Islam specifically. I mean, it'd be stupid to say there isn't. There are problems, like fucking venue in Manchester gets blown up, and then the 7/7 bombing, people are driving vans into people. There is a problem.
I'm worried about acid attacks. I don't want my face acided off.
I think they've gone out of fashion now. I don't know what's happening anymore. I think they were like the flares for Muslims. Period. They were just acid attacking people.
There are actual Muslims, even some Muslim imams. Strange enough, only in the Middle East and in the UK, not in Europe, who actually say that Islam needs to change and become more compatible with Western civilization.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Just be like Christians, fake ass religion people.
Well, that's all we need to do.
Doesn't mean shit.
All we need to do is take a sort of zero tolerance policy on things that conflict with sort of British ideals. That's all we need to do. And the people that do it, get them out.
Yeah.
Get them out instantly. Don't fucking think, oh, I'll be racist if I do it. It's not about being racist. It's about the country as a whole and the safety of people within this country and it being a fucking democracy. Yeah,
and also there's this massive migration. It was started under Tiny Blur, didn't it? As I like to call him.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a fight going on in the chat. There's blood sports in the chat between Ryan Pack and Godbother. Oh.
I mean, the UK. I mean,
we have too many people in this country now.
Yeah, I mean, the UK has done great things. I mean, the fucking entire sort of political Western world was based off the UK's politics.
Well, that's because if it wasn't, we would have just marched and taken over.
Yeah, it's all based off us. We did great things. and we still do great things. It's just there are modern problems emerging that we've not caught up with yet.
Oh yeah, sorry to keep cutting in on you here, Roy. Don't mean to.
No worries.
I've heard on videos by actual American historians that if it wasn't for the United Kingdom and the British Empire, Europe would be totally controlled either by Germany or France.
Yeah,
wait,
I wouldn't doubt that.
Wait, it is now.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like in a way we're the last bastion in Europe.
Yeah, and we're going down. Like Object of Hate says, the UK infrastructure is overwhelmed by the level of immigration. 2004 opening of borders by Blair is the issue, and he's they're right. As we now have a population, I think it's twice the population of France.
Oh, we do. We're hugely populated.
That's far too many people in this country.
We're hugely populated, but we're not. The thing is, we're not past it yet, and people are starting to rebel against it, which is a positive sign. It's starting, and and hopefully that leads to something good. Hopefully we can get this shit under control. Before in 100 years' time, it's too late for the. It'll probably, it probably won't affect me really in my lifetime, because it'll be a gradual process. But hopefully it gets reversed and it stops getting worse and it starts getting better. And I think people are waking up to it now.
Yeah, it's like the Eastern Europeans. A university hated in Lincolnshire. There's an actual reason for this. It's not just it's not racism. It's economics. There's a lot of people who live in Lincolnshire's a pretty rural community county, isn't it?
Yeah.
And a lot of people work seasonal jobs, but they work minimum wage. Eastern Europeans come in and they'll work for half that or even less. So landowners, farmers, and that are hiring Eastern Europeans and taking the food off their families' plates.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, right? But both countries, America, US, we both have our own problems and our own issues to deal with, and I'm confident we'll do it. In the end, I'm confident we will do. The UK has a big immigration problem, and it's largely. I mean, people have immigrated to America for centuries and centuries. It's all about immigration. It just so happens the people on the doorstep aren't against American values. They kind of sort of treasure them, and that's why they go there. Not all of our immigrants do, unfortunately.
Yeah,
we've got the Middle East, which connects to Europe, so they go straight through Europe to the UK. But they're very happy. They're very happy to take advantage of the benefit system.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They're very happy to take advantage of the freedoms we offer. And then when they get in, there's Polish people. I was listening to a Polish guy a couple of weeks ago, right, which I didn't even mention today.
Mm-hmm.
There was Polish dude immigrated over, right, and someone at the pub was complaining about Polish people coming over because that was a thing for a while, and he's like, shut the border to him, shut the fucking border to him. I was like, well, hang on, dude. I'm like, you're Polish. You've just come here like really recently. Why do you want to shut the fucking border to Polish people? It's like, well, I'm here now. Fuck the others.
Oh, and I've got to correct myself. Object of Hate corrected me in the chat.
He was he literally said, Polish people are awful. He's like, the country's a mess. He's like, I've come here. That's good for me, and I don't want any more of my kind following me.
So I've got to correct myself. Object of Hate in the chat says UK has a population of France on the surface of the UK. Didn't understand that, but the population of the UK, I googled it when he said that. our population is 65 million and France is 66 million. So I was wrong. Thanks for pointing out objective hate.
Okay. Yeah. But we are a dense country.
Yeah. Well, we are for letting all these people in.
I'm coming in.
Oh, you can come in any time.
I'm white from America.
Yeah, you're a white immigrant. We like them.
Although I'm disabled, so I'm a drain on your system. I'm not allowed in Canada. I'm not.
No, it's fine. No, you'll be getting American money.
No, you're too good for Canada.
Yeah.
No, you'll be paying for the NHS. You're perfect.
Well, that's true.
You really will be.
Yeah.
You're the best we can hope for, Laura.
Okay.
God, I'd wait till I'd let opalescence into the country as well.
Yep. Nobody's allowed opal anywhere.
Yes, the sun is starting to come up.
Yeah, I think this might be a good point to possibly end the stream.
Yeah, I'm getting tired.
Oh my god.
We can't end it with you pissing.
Oh, no, I'm not pissing. I'm trying to get into bed.
Oh, okay. All right, you're all right going to bed.
We'll get you into bed with the hour.
Yeah.
But no, I would. The thing is, I'm not. I'm a little bit sort of
your bunk bed. Cram yourself in there.
With the Muslim immigration thing. I'm torn a little bit on that because being from a Middle Eastern area in Manchester, I got a lot of good Muslim friends who are like salt of the earth people, and some of them I've grown up with, and I'll argue with them about the Quran and shit like this, and they're happy to hear me argue with them about it, and they like the conversation, the debate, and stuff like that, which I've always found really fascinating. They're really cool people, as much as I don't believe in the bullshit that they believe in. But there are them that will get in, and it's a horrible thing to sort of admit and just say, look, I almost just want less of your people to be here because it sounds horribly racist. But, even if 1 in 1,000 are like that, it's such a touchy subject. It's such a weird
something for you on that. I've got a few Muslim friends. They've been here a few generations, and you can tell that because they go to the pub, they smoke. The women act like Western women. They gamble, and they don't want these immigrants neither.
Yeah, exactly. This is like the British ones, and then there's like a mass influx of an entirely different culture that's resistant to change because they have the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, if you'd done a poll before we had this mass immigration, especially from the Middle East, most British Muslims would not want the Quran.
No,
and Sharia.
Dude, the ones I know are sniffing cocaine and drinking at every opportunity they get. They love being British.
Yep.
Like, this is awesome. And then they get a call from the mum. It's like, Amiyacha Jason Dakota. And they just adopt Urdu out of the blue. They're like, yeah. I'm like, what's up? It's like, oh, fucking mum. It's like, give me another line. And then they're just off again.
What does that mean?
It means I'm at Jason's house.
Oh, say it again.
Amiyacha Jason Dakota.
Oh, okay.
Got to admit, like from what I've seen and what I've heard, there's most of the ones I know are actually of Pakistani extraction. They don't call themselves Pakistani for the most part, but even they say the worst ones in this country, the ones who really do resist acclimatization and integration, are from Pakistan.
Mm. Yeah, well, they're that's true.
What are you eating?
Chocolate orange.
Oh, the chocolate orange. Okay.
My Easter.
It's not Terry. It's not Terry's. It's mine.
It's mine. I got a fucking chocolate orange for Easter, which I didn't like because I wanted some sort of egg. I got an orange. Bali anyway. Fuck it.
Is it Easter there?
That's all right. Well, I think it is tomorrow, isn't it?
No, it is on Sunday.
Is that I don't fucking know.
I did a bit of research into the origins of Islam, and I found out Allah was just one of many gods that the Arabs used to worship. He was specifically a moon god, and when you look at the flag of any Muslim country, what do you see? The crescent moon.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, we gotta go. You gotta stop eating this orange thing.
Yeah. Yo, dude. Lynn, I'm open to talking about the Muslim thing. Maybe in a future stream you could jump in. We could have a little discussion about it.
That'd be cool.
Problem that might be interesting. Because I at least agree halfway with what you're saying. At least. So I think that might be pretty cool.
I don't think it's Britain's Muslim problem so much as the West Muslim problem. And it's, well, like we said, it's not the Muslims that have settled in Europe and the UK and have become part of our society, part of our culture. It's the new influx, because apart from what you're reading, from what you hear, they're nearly all men, and half of them try and pretend that they're children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aren't coming from Syria or war-torn areas.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, so I guess we'll end the stream at this. But
yeah.
Oh, Captain Zealot says it'd be cool to stream with you guys. Yeah. I mean, we could set some shit up if let's agree to talk about a thing, and we can have a good discussion on it. I think we're open to streaming with the plebs. You know.
Oh, Mr. Monkey Link says the phrase Allahu Akbar does not mean God is great. The who added means it makes it our God is greatest, specifically a war cry. It's all about context.
Oh, well,
it's all about context.
Well, the cry, I mean, yeah. Muhammad was a conqueror. Yeah, that would make sense, although I can't confirm that's true right now, but it would make sense.
Apparently he was a merchant, so that would stand to reason. If he'd been a shepherd, Islam would be a very different religion. Yep.
Oh, there's a lot wrong with the actual Quran. Don't even get me started. I've got an English copy of it. I just read it for the fun of it one day. Well, not over one day.
One day. Just one day read the whole thing.
No, over one day. But don't get me wrong, it says some fucked up shit in there.
Apparently, the way to interpret the Quran correctly is the verses which are in operation basically are the recent ones. The earliest ones are like obsolete.
Yeah.
And apparently the older verses are the most peaceful verses. The new ones are batshit crazy.
Yeah. All the hadiths that were added and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, dudes. Let's end the stream.
Thanks for showing up, everybody, and watching this really. I don't know. We talked about a lot of stuff tonight.
Good.
Kind of just... Well, I like stream with you whenever I get the chance.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, definitely come on more. I'll keep streaming again. It's been 2 weeks since I did a stream. I gotta make it at least once a week. Do a stream. They're really fun. I like them. I have a good time with you guys. Oh yeah, we'll send you a little thing after Opal, and we're not gonna stay on long though because
you're gonna send Opal a little thing. Well, she keeps breaking them.
Yeah, I know she does. She breaks them all the time. And on that note, Opal's breaking her vibrator. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good morning.